What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. Happy Saturday to you all. And I also hope that you guys are in the best of health. You, your family members, loved ones, everybody, friends. Yeah, we are blessed and highly favored to be able to wake up, open our eyes, and walk on this earth again. So please make the best of it. Let's see where we're at here. We are on a crisp, cool Saturday. Let's see here. All right, partly cloudy. Currently 55 degrees, going up to a high of 58. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 60. Monday, partially cloudy, high of 59. Tuesday, all sun, 62. Wednesday, partially sunny, 57. Thursday, a little bit more sun, 56. And then Friday, same, but 58. That's what the weather's looking like, folks. We are in the fall. Pretty soon we'll be knocking on winter's door. So definitely, get ready for the seasons and bundle up. Don't be cute out there. For us older people, we realize that when you're young, you walk out there with a t-shirt on, you in shorts, you're feeling good. But as you get older, nope. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Sorry for the delay. But we are ready to go, rocking and rolling. Of course, as always, we have a lot to talk about. Knicks are on a slide right now, a little 3-game slide. Not nothing new. It happens. It just stinks because it's to start the season. But it also makes sense. They're still learning how to be an offense with everything they got going on. So, it's a little frustrating. I'm sure it's frustrating for the players. The coaching staff, they probably expect this. They understand it's going to be growing pains. They are instituting a new system, and it's very different from what they have been doing. So gotta just kind of go through it. Gotta deal with the issues. Gotta just take the lumps. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's tough that this is just life, man. This is just life, and it's only been 5 games. The Knicks have a 2-3 record, and yeah, it stinks, but it's okay. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. And so we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. So I'm not stressing it too much. We'll be fine, and I think that as fans, we got to understand this is this comes with the territory. Last year, the Knicks, I think they started the season 5-5 and 5-6, something like that. This happens. It's just it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish, right? The Miami Heat showed us that when they had the big 3. Indiana showed us that last year. Also, the Miami Heat showed us again when they went into the play-in tournament and went all the way to the finals. So it's not how you start; it's how you finish. So we got to be patient and kind of just go with the flow. Understand that they are learning on the fly, and just root for our team, man. And know that we're gonna deal with some tough times while they're learning, but the only thing that I really can say that I think everybody can agree with, the first month of the season every year is always crazy, right? A lot of things happen and you don't know what to expect. Right now, the Chicago Bulls, for example, are 5-0. Does that mean the Chicago Bulls are the best team in the Eastern Conference and they're going to win the championship? No. But I'm not saying that the Chicago's not real and they're not good. They are a good team. And they showed that some of that last year. They're playing with confidence. They're coming out the gate really good right now. But the first month of the season is always tricky because teams that are good, some of them don't come out the gate playing well, right? Some of them do, but some of them don't. And so you can't really say, oh, this is what's going to happen. This is the trajectory of the league. We saw it, was it last year or 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago, right? Utah, who's supposed to be tanking, started the season hot, running through teams, and people started to think, wow, I mean, are they tanking? Are they not tanking? They had a really good record. They were one of the top teams in the West for a while. And then what happened? By the time the season was over, they were right back at the bottom. So you just the first month of the season, you can't get too crazy about it. It will flip on its head. The first month of the season is pretender time, and after that, when we get into the second month and third month, that's when we start to see contenders. So yeah, let's just give it time, and understand that it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I know that it's not easy. I know some of you are very frustrated, but I'm just asking for a little peace, inner peace within yourself. It's gonna be okay. Just it takes a minute, man. It takes a minute, and I think we forget that. Sometimes we think just because these are professional basketball players that they should be able to do everything like this. And they're so good. I mean, they're obviously so much better than us, but we think that they should be able to adapt to everything. You know, they should be able to adapt to everything in like record time. No, I mean they got to learn. They've been doing the same system for 5 years, guys. Every game, every year for the last 5 years. Do you think it's that easy to just say after 5 games in a season, oh, we're a new team and we've got everything down? No, it takes a minute. So let's just give them a little chance to get their stuff together, and we'll see where we go. But I mean, of course, we're going to talk about the negatives and how people can improve, because there's definitely some issues there. There definitely is. All right, so give me a second. Let me take this little commercial break, and I'll be right back. I know I made you wait. Now I'm putting you on commercial. Sorry, my bad, y'all. Hold on. I'll be right back with you. Oh, my fault, guys. I just they not like you ain't ready. You just ain't ready. That's all it. Look, I'm not gonna judge you because you can't do it. It's fine. Not everybody can. Just be there to support, man. Stop the hate. Congratulate. What we doing? They're not like us. They're not like us. We are the Knicks. We are the Knicks. Oh, my bad. Okay. I never know when you guys are there. You guys always catch me off guard when I'm in my own element. Oh, my fault, guys. I just. They not like you ain't ready. You just ain't ready. That's all it. Look, I'm not gonna judge you because you can't do it. It's fine. Not everybody can. Just be there to support, man. Stop the hate. Congratulate. What we doing? They're not like us. They're not like us. We are the Knicks. We are the Knicks. Oh, my bad. Okay. I never know when you guys are there. You guys always catch me off guard when I'm in my own element, man. My bad. My bad. I didn't know y'all were there. All right. So thank you for bearing with me through that little mini intermission. We are back, baby. Let's go. All right. So, man. What? Okay, let's talk about let's talk about the bad. All right, the bad is the Knicks defense last night was not good. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Knicks defense last night was not good. Okay, they gave up a lot of points, 135 points, but they gave it up to a team that's been scoring a lot of points. So it's not like the Bulls weren't. It's not like the one. I don't know. There's no good thing about it, but at least the Bulls are that team. They have been scoring a lot of points. So it's not like, oh, the team played the Knicks and all of a sudden they just went on fire. No, the Bulls have been on fire. This is how they've been playing. So the problem is the Knicks just couldn't stop the Bulls from doing what they like to do. All right. I mean, no way. They couldn't stop them from anything. No outside shots. 3-point defense was terrible. No inside shots. The penetration was there all night. Yeah, they didn't have there wasn't anything to really deter them from being and doing what they wanted to do. Even if they wanted to take mid-range shots, they was getting every look they wanted. They just were able to do everything they wanted. The transition stuff, everything the Bulls drew up was working. And so the Knicks defense, it is a work in progress right now, which is a shame because it started off pretty good. The first 3 games, they were playing solid defense. And so now I think the problem with the Knicks, and for us as fans, it's about patience. But as a team that you see with the Knicks, they were struggling offensively. The Knicks have been struggling offensively for the first games of the season. This is game number 5. This was game number 5. But the first 4 games, the Knicks were scoring, right? But they were really not playing well offensively. Like if you look at the percentages, field goal percentage was really bad. Like I think 2 or 3 of the games, 3 of the 4 games, the Knicks didn't even shoot 40% from the field. And then their 3-point shooting wasn't that much better either. They did have one game where they shot the 3 well, and one game where they shot from the field well, I believe. But for the most part, they have not been clicking on offense. They've been trying to find it. Last night, I think the Knicks made a concerted effort to play well offensively. And then with the Bulls coming out the gate, pushing them, it forced the Knicks to really lock in and get it together because they were trailing. If they wanted to win the game or try to get back in the game, they had to really push the tempo. They had to really find ways to score the basketball. It seemed like they were focusing on it, even with some of the shots they were passing up. Some of them were passing up 3s to take 2s. So it felt like they were really locking in on offense. And because of that, I kind of think they took their foot off the gas on the defensive side. Like it was so much focus and attention paid to offense that they really lacked the effort and the cohesiveness on the defensive side. Because sometimes that's what you do overcompensate on one side of anything when the other side is when you were doing well. And in a game like this, the Bulls are basically, out of all the teams they've played so far to start the season, the Bulls were the best team they played. And I don't mean like the Bulls are better than the Cavaliers or the Bulls are better than Milwaukee. The Bulls played the best basketball game so far to start this season that the Knicks have had to face. That's what I mean. And so, they really needed to pay more attention to the defensive side and focus on that as well. So that's the bad. They didn't really rebound. The Knicks rebounded, decently, but they didn't really rebound well. That's a problem. The Knicks had 39 rebounds and the Bulls had 41. It's close, but the point is they out-rebounded us. They out-everythinged us, The Bulls only had 7 turnovers. Fantastic game, to be honest. For a team that moved the way they were moving and took the shots that they were taking, I mean, they also took 37, was it 37? Yeah. They took 37 threes. To only have 7 turnovers, that's wow. That's solid. And they had 31 assists, which means they were moving the ball. They were passing that rock. And I mean, that was like damn near a perfect game for the Bulls, to be honest. That was like, you can't draw it up any better. That's how you want to play basketball when everything's working in your favor. They shot 53% from the field, guys. Wow. They shot 45% from three. They took 37 threes and they shot 45%. Fantastic. That's a fantastic number. They went to the free throw line 35 times and shot 80%. They had 41 rebounds, 31 assists. They had 7 turnovers. They had 8 steals, and they had 6 blocks. I honestly don't think they could play better than that. That is probably I don't know what the Bulls have done to start the season. I know they've won, but I don't know is like this is a fantastic game, guys. This is an incredible game, actually. You can't draw this up better. That's so I don't know what to say, man. That was a buzzsaw last night. Now flipping that around on the offensive side, the Knicks actually played their best offensive game all year. Knicks shot 49.5%, almost 50% from the field. I already told you 3 of the last 4 games, or 3 of the 4 games, they didn't even shoot 40% from the field, which is terrible. This game, they shot 50% basically from the field. They shot 40% from 3. They took 45 threes. They shot 40%. That's great. They went to the line 23 times. They shot 73%. So, that's not that great. But, and I told you already, the rebounds, they only had 39 rebounds. They had 27 assists, which that number is not bad. It's decent. And they had 12 turnovers. And so the funny thing is, you look at 12 turnovers. 12 turnovers is actually not bad, guys. Anywhere around, like if you can keep your turnovers to 10 or less, that's fantastic. But 12 or 13 turnovers when you're playing like a high-paced game and you're trying to move the ball and do things at a speedier tempo, that's great. Problem is the opposing team did that much better, and they played the same way you wanted to play and did it and executed even better. So it was nothing wrong with the 12 turnovers, except for the fact that when they actually happened, they happened at bad times. But you can't be greedy and say, 12 turnovers is horrible. No, it's not. 12 turnovers is a decent turnover number when you're trying to push the pace and play at a certain level, a certain tempo. It's just that they were bad turnovers, and the opposing team did what you were trying to do even better than you. So, yeah. I mean that says it all, guys. That's what it was. I thought it was remarkable when I was on Nick of Time show last night, and when I started to look at the numbers, I was surprised that the Knicks played so well offensively compared to the rest of the season. This was their best game, and it didn't really look like it. I mean, they scored 125 points. That's the highest total so far this season. But you couldn't tell when you're watching the game. It seems like the Bulls were dominating. And that's where we stand, folks. Just one of them things. They have a lot to work on. It's just a work in progress. And the other thing, shout out to Jay Ellis from Nick of Time show last night. He said something that I think kind of really embodies what the issue is with the Knicks. He said that, the Knicks have top end talent. And so for the top end talent, it's a bigger adjustment to change the style of play, because top end talent is so good that they can just score and do what they want to do against opposing defenders, right? The teams that run these type of systems that don't have the top end talent, they have to move the ball, pass the ball, believe in each other, and find the right shots, because some of these guys can't create their own shots, or they're not talented enough to do what they want whenever they want. For the Knicks, when you have this type of top end talent, it's a little bit of a disservice to the new system they're trying to play, because guys really got to buy in, lock in, and change how they think as players and change their habits too. Because like I said, the Knicks have been running the same system for 5 years. And these players have been doing and playing a certain way all their lives, or at least most of their basketball lives, and knowing what they can do and how they can take a player off the dribble or get to a certain spot and get their shots. It's a lot harder to get out of that and just pass the ball at certain spots to try to have it move around to when hey, the ball, I got it right now, I can score. It's tough. It's tough for these players to get that, and I think that Jay Ellis made a big point in that, and that's probably part of the reason why they're struggling. It's going to take them a little while longer to get it down and release that thought process and that feeling, so that they can get to be a more cohesive team. And that's the real right there. That's real. As fans, we got to recognize that and understand that it's going to take them a little while to play the way Mike Brown wants them to play and the way us as fans expect them to play with this new look offensive style. Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. I don't want to go too crazy with the with my opening remarks. I'm gonna get to the chat and see what you guys are talking about, and also open up the panel for anybody who might want to jump on. But it's just this is going to be a trying time. We got to give this a little time for it to figure itself out. Yeah. All right. Let's see what the chat is talking about. Give me a second. Okay. Shout out to Crim's dad in the building, a member of the SKF Army. Salute to you, my guy. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. So the Knicks lost by 6 or 7 points. The brown and orange and blue skies are falling. Uncle Ron, we need your help. Yeah, man. Listen, well, I think I already said what I could say to kind of put these in perspective. We just kind of deal with it, man. We got to deal with it and understand that it's going to be a little funky before it gets better, but it will get better. 100% can tell you right now, the Knicks are going to play better basketball. No doubt in my mind. I'm not saying they won't struggle again, but they're going to play better basketball. So, the Knicks. Maybe the Knicks can still get 67 wins, right? Shout out to Walter Blackman. Good morning, Ron, and my Knicks family. Salute to you, my guy. Thank you for being a member of the SKF Army, and thanks for the kind words about the appearance on the Nick of Time show. Appreciate that, man. Shout out to Chris Gotti in the building. Salute, Chris. Good to see you. He said good morning, and boy, oh boy. Shout out to my guy Craig in the building. Said Knicks ain't winning Sunday either. Our boys are not good teammates. Too much egos and drama between Cat and Brunson. I disagree. I think it's exactly what I just said, and I think Jay Ellis said it correct as well. This is not something that you can just change overnight, guys. They've been playing the same way for 5 years. As much as they are trying to move the ball and look good, and don't get me wrong, at some certain times the Knicks look really good, but last night was just a really good eye opener, a better eye opener than the Miami game. This was a better eye opener because you could look at how the Bulls were moving on the court and passing the ball. You see the fluidity and how it kept the same pace throughout the whole game. They were all doing it at all times. And you notice the difference, and they're also knocking down their shots, to be honest. They weren't missing. So that has something to do with it too. It's a combination of the Knicks playing bad defense and giving too much space to the Bulls, but also the Bulls were hot. So sometimes you get the perfect storm, guys. It's not all about how bad the defense was. Sometimes you play a team and they are on fire. The Bulls are on fire last night, but the Knicks also gave them too much space. So that's one. Two, the Knicks at times in last night's game did move the ball well. They did have good spacing. They did play, but they just don't do it consistently enough for it to be their style of basketball yet. Like they have moments where they do it well. Then they have moments where they don't do it that well. Then they have moments where nothing is working on that end and they're trying to do it. And so they have to go ISO to get scores because they're not scoring, because they're not scoring effectively in the way the offense needs to be orchestrated. So sometimes guys have to say, okay, instead of me, passing the ball around and getting the open man or whatever it may be, right now I got to take the shot and score. That's what Brunson has been doing and we need him to do it, or else we're going to get blown out early, right? Or Cat gets the ball, or McCall gets it and says, you know what, I'm gonna get it right here. And instead of me passing it, I'm gonna take the extra dribbles and get into the lane and take the shot. Um, you know, it's vice versa. I mean, don't get me wrong, McCall's been much better at moving the ball than everybody else. But at some points, guys, when they see stuff is not working, or the lead is, or we're losing the lead, or they're building a lead, at some point you got to stop and say, okay, I just got to score the basketball, and then get back into the system. Yeah, but I'm saying, guys, we got to be patient. We can't act like they're not learning something, because they are. It doesn't matter how good we think these guys are as NBA basketball players. I'm telling you right now, whoever you are, have a job, right? And maybe the reason why you have that job is because you're good at it, or there's certain aspects of the job that you're good at. If the company comes in tomorrow and says, yes, listen, I know you have been one of the best doing this for the last 10 years or 5, whatever it is, but tomorrow we're going to start doing it this way. Do you think you're going to come out the gate and nail it the way you would like to, the first week, the first 2 weeks, whatever, when you've been doing something the same way for all these years? No, it's going to take some time. I'm not saying you won't nail it. You probably will, because you're a good worker, you know what you're doing. This is life, guys. This is with everything. And it's going to be the same thing for the Knicks. It's going to take the Knicks a little time. It's not like the Knicks are practicing for a month, right, against themselves and running all the offenses and trying different defenses to stop it. No, they got to learn on the fly against real NBA teams and games that count. And different styles. Like, it's also tough when everybody's starting to adopt the same style that you are trying to adopt, and they're doing it well. Some teams have been doing it before you doing it, and they're even better at it this year. A la the Bulls, for example. Shout out to Travel Vibes. What's going on, my guy? Appreciate you. Said morning family salute. Hope all is well. Appreciate you. Shout out to Joey Rip 'em Up Sports, a member of the SKF Army. Salute, Joey. Said panic time. Nah, not yet. It's only 5 games. Not yet. 15 games, I'll start to get a little ugh. Shout out to Darlene Bryant in the building. Let's go, Darlene. Good morning, Ron, in the chat. Salute to you. Hope you're doing well. He said, Joey also said, Ron O'Neal family, what up? Hope all is well. Go Knicks. Yes, facts. Shout out to my guy, Andios NYK in the building. Salute. He says, welcome. If you're loving the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the experience with us. Let's keep the energy alive. That's a fact, guys. Please take this moment right now. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you don't know what it looks like, it looks a little something like this. If I can find it. Yeah, please. Thank you for your support, man. It helps. It helps. That like button is important for YouTube purposes, as well as, just makes us feel good over here. We like that. We feel good about it. So definitely thank you. Let's see. Next is, hold on. Where did I? Oh, there it goes. David Smith is in the building. Shout out to David. Said defense and bench were the biggest issues in the Bulls game, but Knicks still could have won game if Cat, OG, and Bridges got more touches. Too many shots from Brunson and not enough ball movement. I don't agree with that, David. Brunson had 29 points, but he also had 7 assists, which is his high mark for last season. He averaged 7 assists. He had 7 assists. So I think he was passing the ball. I think guys just have to make their shots. And I don't think that the Knicks could have won if the guys got more touches. I think they had adequate touches. We got 4 guys with 20 plus points. No? Am I mistaken? Yeah. OG had 26, Cat had 22, Bridges had 23, Jalen had 29. You know, last year, remember that time when I said, when is it that we're going to see a game where all of our guys in the starting lineup have good games? Well, guess what? It was we didn't get the all five, but how often last year did we get four guys with 20 plus points or more? What more do you think you wanted them to do with the amount of time they played? I mean, OG played 36 minutes. Cat played 31. McCall played 37. Jalen Brunson played 35. And you're asking for more touches. Like Brunson had 25 touches, but he's also the 25 shots, but he's also the point guard, right? He's the initiator, he's the orchestrator. Jalen Brunson shot 48% from the field, which is a good number, but he also shot 37% from three. Like, those are not bad numbers. Those are good numbers, quality numbers. Uh, Cal Bridges had 14 shots on the ball. Carl Anthony Towns had 14 shots. Yes, you'd like Carl to get around 18 if you could, but not when the other guys are actually getting involved. OG had 13 shots. Like, this wasn't the Knicks did not lose. You already said why they lost. They weren't gonna win if the starters got more touches. They could have won if the starters played an extra 3, 4, 5 minutes, because then they would have had more touches. But the bench has to do something. We're trying to play more guys, and we're trying to be a better team than we were last year. If the bench don't come to play, if the bench doesn't do enough, we're in the same situation. So you can't blame the starters. Played a great game, man. They played a great game. They accounted for 48, 68, 71, 90, 100 points. Those four guys accounted for 100 points. And then if you add Deuce with his 8, the starters accounted for 108. Wait, no, Deuce didn't start. Mitchell Robinson started. My apologies. The starters accounted for 104 points. What more do we want, guys? I don't know. I disagree with that. I think the starters did enough, did more than enough for the Knicks to win the game. The bench needs to step up. The bench needed to do more, and I think you said it right. You should have stayed there. The bench needed to play better, and our defense needed to be better. So I agree with you on that. But as far as the more touches for the starters, no, I don't think so. I think they did enough. Chris says, why would there be drama amongst players? Yeah, I don't think there's any drama amongst no players. The Knicks just got their butt beat. I mean, come on, man. If we can't keep making excuses if a team doesn't play well and a team that we played. I just went through the numbers. The Bulls played like almost like perfect. Like, you can't get no better than that. Look at what they just look at the numbers everywhere. That's a fantastic game. You can't draw that up. Shout out to Randu in the building. Appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the SKF Army. Says salute, Ron. Salute to you, my guy. Appreciate you. Shout out to Nick Nation in the building, member of the SKF Army. Salute, Nick Nation. Says salute, salute. Good morning, Nick Nation. Uh, Nostalgic Nick is in the building. Salute. Says salute, Ron G. Michael Servidillo. That was terrible. Michael Servidillo. Thank you. Is in the building. Salute, Michael. JJ's in the building. Says salute, Ron. Happy Saturday, bro. Pathetic defensive effort last night. Hart letting guys drive by him over and over for easy layups. Brunson not getting out to his man on the perimeter. Cat as you. Yeah. I mean, this is all true. This is all true. Um, Remind me, I'm just breezing through, saying what's up to everybody that has popped in, if I can. Big Lou is in the building. What up, Big Lou? Said, blessed November to you, Ron, and the Knicks family. There is no need to panic. It is still early. Good team goes through this with new coach, plays, and teammates. That's a fact, Big Lou. 100%. I agree with you. Sherwin is in the building. What up, Sherwin? Said, good morning, chat. Ron, the Knicks have the same issue from last season. Size is our biggest issue. That's a fact. You could definitely see size is an issue. That's a fact. Indiana made a blueprint of how to beat the Knicks in the playoffs. Size and athleticism is it. I still think the Knicks can figure it out and be better, but you are not wrong. And maybe we'll see. The Knicks get to play the Bulls again tomorrow night or tomorrow evening. And I wouldn't be surprised if, Mike Brown switches up the rotation a little bit, and puts in some guys that are a little taller, like a Diawara or something like that. Don't know what happened to Pacom Dadier. I don't know. Notice that Pacom hasn't got a shot yet. I don't know what that's about. Maybe he tweaked something. Maybe he's hurt. Because the thing about the Knicks is if they don't have to tell us somebody's hurt, they don't tell us. Remember when Pacom was dealing with the ankle injury in the G League? We knew because he's not even on the team and he's not in the G League. We found out that he was hurt. But then the Knicks kind of downplayed it, and then we started to see Pacom on the bench with the Knicks, but we didn't know he was still hurt. I had thought he was recovered and healthy. Sometimes I don't know. I find it kind of odd that Mike Brown has been given he gave Diawara a shot. It's been 5 games, but he hasn't really given Pacom a shot. So I'm just wondering. Pacom's not on a 2-way; he's on a regular contract, so it doesn't impact you by playing him early. So I don't know. Curious about that. Bricks Nation is in the building. Salute to you. Says salute Ron, salute SKF chat. Dwayne Dennis is in the building. Shout out to Dwayne. He said hello everyone. Ron plus chat. Salute. Craig says it's too late to get Tibbs back. Kidding me. Latoria, there is. Let's go. Hey. All right, Latoria B in the building. What up, Tori? Hope you're doing well, says Ron. Darlene's not opening the door for the winter. I hear you. I'm not a big fan either. JJ says, Ron, you aren't saying it with confidence. No, I believe it, man. I believe it. I've seen, most of us, there's some younger people in the mix, but a lot of us have been Knicks fans for a long time. We've seen this. And even though we're not with Tibbs right now, but under Thibodeau, how many seasons have we started off a little rocky to the point where we're like, I don't know what's going to happen this season. And then by the end of the year, we won more than we expected. We're in a better seed than we thought. We're in the playoffs and make a deeper run than we may have thought. Just got to let it play out. Three times is in the building. Shout out to you. See, we don't have the personnel for Mike Brown's style. I'm hoping they play into it or he adapts. But even if they do get it right, I'm afraid it might be too late if once it clicks, trade Cat for big depth. Like I said, man, I hear you. I just think the Knicks have time to get it right. I just think it's the Knicks don't have to do anything win-wise in the regular season in order for that to be what they're going to be in the playoffs. The Knicks don't have to win 60 games. The Knicks don't have to win 55 games. They don't even have to win 50 games. They just have to get into the playoffs with a decent seed and run the table, play their best basketball at the right time. That's all it takes. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm just saying it's an 82-game season. The Knicks are Let me see here. No, forget it. I'm not gonna predict what they're gonna be in the first 20. No. Anyway, right now they're 2-5, so we'll go from there. They're 2-5. It's an 82 game season. There's a lot of time left, guys. A lot of time. 77 games. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Do now to what 3 times said. After a while, will Mike Brown have to tweak the system? Maybe, but not yet. It's still too early to say. It's still too early to say, but he might have to, but not yet. Um, wow. Come on, nostalgic. Fire Mike Brown, let Gent take over the team. Come on. It's 5 games, y'all. 5 games, guys. Um, that's true. There was not a lot of rim protection by Mitch and no scoring from him. We don't need Mitch to score. He had 4 points, but we don't need him to score. Rim protection is another thing. So you know, I I think Mitch played for his first game back, playing his first time in the regular season this year. The fact that he played 18 minutes, had 11 rebounds, while going back and forth between guarding the paint and having to go out on the perimeter with Vucevic, Mitch played good. I'm not going to take that away from Mitch. Mitch played good. Uh, Animal Lex is in the building. Shout out to you. Says salute everyone. The players know it's a long season. I don't think they're giving 100%. I think they will turn up mid-season. Playoff teams do this. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're not giving 100% because the one thing I can say so far to start the season, I have not looked at any Knick game and said that these guys are not giving effort. You know what I mean? Last year there was times when we saw the Knicks didn't play with effort. They were lackadaisical. They weren't doing what they had to do. Nothing in last night's game showed me they weren't playing with effort. They played with effort. Now you might say when you look at how guys were giving other guys space, but that's not effort. That's just not playing smart basketball or cheating because you think that the guy might blow by you. But they were just giving guys a lot of space on the outside. So that was a mistake by the Knicks, but it wasn't effort. It was just a poor planning, poor orchestration of their defense. So yeah, that's the thing. Let me see. No Caps Life Analyst. No need to reinvent the wheel. We almost made the finals last season. We need tweaks, not reinvention. All we need is to keep our starters fresh for 4 quarters and more encompassing offense. Okay, I can agree with that. Ivory says they can't take anyone off the dribble. It's literally their last capable skill. I mean, that may be the case, but that makes it even more important for them to understand Mike Brown's pace and space system and move the ball. If they can't take guys off the dribble, then the pace and space system means even more. And it's going to help them. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. Looks like I'm surprised. Laptop is on a little lower battery than I thought. 1 second. Okay, all right, there we go. Yeah, because this thing, I mean, I don't know, it was like on like 10%. Like, what's happening here? Sorry about that. All right. Uh, Kenny Phil in the building says, "Relax." I hear that. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Cam from the Knicks Kickback is in the building. Says, "Salute, salute, Ron." What you say? What say you, brother? We a work in progress, or we jumping out the window? Josh Hart first. I say, chill. We working through. Cat should sit a couple games if he's not 100%. I agree, but I think so. I agree, but last night I think Cat played well, guys. I think he played well. I'm not. I wasn't mad at Cat last night. So, and he's not the reason why we lost. It was the defense of the team and the bench. Um, Home run hitters is in the building. He says rehire Thibodeau, trade for Julius Randle, trade for DiVincenzo, trade for Isaiah Hartenstein. Go back to defensive basketball. This Knicks version is bad. Man, I'm just so surprised that as NBA fans that have watched multiple NBA seasons, watch teams. Maybe do we only focus on the Knicks? Do we not see how other teams do? Do we not see the transition of what happens to other teams? This stuff doesn't happen overnight, guys. That's all I can say. You have to learn the system, and while you're learning, you might lose games. You're going to have to get it down. That's the only way. As a coach, you know how hard it is to coach players, to get them to do what you want them to do and do it the way you want them to do it. They might pick up some things, but to get them to get it down, it takes time, y'all. You guys know that Indiana is one of the best offensive teams in the NBA. And their style of play is second to none. That offensive style is mimicked because it's so good. Was it always this way? No. When Carlisle first got there, were they moving the ball and playing the way they're playing now? Not at this level. It takes time, y'all. I know people in New York are not patient. And I know the other thing that hurts the patience is we're trying to win a championship. So you feel like if you don't, play to a certain level, that means you're not ready to be a championship contender. That's not the case, guys. I already said we have examples of it. The Miami Heat went into the playoffs as a play-in team. They were number 10. They went from 10. They beat the teams in the play-in. They got the 8th seed, and they took that 8th seed to an NBA Finals. You can't just say that this means this, because it doesn't. And this don't mean that. It's the same. So we coming out the gate, everybody's jumping out the window. Some people saying some crazy stuff. Knicks going to win 70. Knicks going to win 65. Knicks going to win 60. Who cares how many games they win? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that the Knicks get into the playoffs and get hot at the right time. It takes 16 to win the championship in the playoffs. If the Knicks get hot at the right time, that's all that matters. The flip side here's the flip side. I told you one side of it, the Miami Heat went in as a play-in team, went to the NBA Finals. Here's the flip side. The Cleveland Cavaliers won 66 games last year. Got knocked out early. What does it matter, guys? What does it really matter? It doesn't. I'm telling you. All that matters is that the Knicks, throughout this season, learn Mike Brown's system. They learn Brendan O'Connor's defense. And then from there, they get it down so that by the time they'll go, from this point to midseason, they are playing solid basketball. By the time they get to the playoffs, it's like the back of their hand. They are ready to go. That's all that matters, guys. Seriously, it really wins and losses, obviously, to a certain extent. You want to have a decent record. If you don't have a decent record, you don't make the playoffs. But we don't need to be number one. Okay. We don't need to win 70 games to show that we're a championship team. You guys remember years ago, the Phoenix Suns won 68 games, something like that. Dallas Mavericks took care of business and knocked them right out the playoffs. None of it matters, guys. All that matters is when you get to the playoffs and you win the games that matter in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. Let's not go crazy, y'all. It's been 5 games. 5 games. Right now, everybody, well, not everybody, but most of y'all deserve this. You know what's coming.
Let's see if I know the ledge.
Y'all jumping out the window. let's relax, y'all. Let's take it easy. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right. All right, let's move on. Thank you for the generous super chat, Mr. Parrish Duggar. Says, I'm blaming the podcasters and the fans for the false expectations on this team. The national media does it because they're being cynical. Why do we do it? Why? Hey, listen. I mean, you ain't wrong. It's a good point. We should know better. We should know that things take time. We should know that nothing happens overnight. And as Knicks fans, we should know the Knicks don't do anything easy. Tell me when I'm lying, guys. When did the Knicks do anything ever easy? Never. I mean, don't worry, I'll wait. Never. So he's got a point there. Appreciate you once again for the generous super chat, Paris. Thank you. Shout out to Ivory 10. Says, as soon as things aren't going well, the team doesn't show any patience by sticking to the plan. Right back to Brunson, dribble, dribble, dribble. I'll be patient when the team's patient. That, okay. Listen, that's a fair point. That's fair. They do deviate when things start to kind of go up and down. It's fair. Once again, last night was not that game. Once again, guys, the Knicks played their best offensive basketball last night. Okay? They scored 125 points. They shot 50% from the field, 49.5. They shot 40% from 3 on, a heavy amount of threes, 40 plus. So as far as the offensive system, it was working last night, and however they did it. So we can't blame the system. Last night it was about the defense and the bench, once again. D-Rex agrees. Shout out to you, D-Rex. Shout out to Joey Rip 'em Up Sports. Thank you for the generous super chat. He says, how can we expect to win a game giving up 135? That's a fact. That's a lot to give up. That's true. 100%. And once again, let me just say this. Nobody should be questioning the coaching on the defensive side. The defensive coaching is good. It's upper echelon. Brandon O'Connor is one of the best defensive coaches in the league. For the Knicks to have their issues, that is about them getting tighter on defense, doing what they need to do, and understanding how to play the high-level defense when you're playing a team that is moving the way the Bulls were moving last night. It takes more out of you. It's a lot of energy on both sides of the basketball, but they also have to be smarter at the choices they're making. And at some points, they have to be a little bit more vocal and physical. They got to be more physical on defense, and they also have to be more vocal. Call things out and make sure that everybody's on the same page with what's happening. Shout out to BS10. I mean, I don't know exactly what the real name is, so I'm just going to say BS10 258. In order to improve the bench, you got to trade a starter. There might be some truth there because of the Knicks. The Knicks are kind of capped out, and we don't have a lot to work with. That may be true. However, I'll be honest. Right now, I think we got answers to improve the bench. I know a lot of Knicks fans are pointing to Diawara, but I would say the problem with Diawara is just I'm not that confident in his offensive game. So because of some of the issue with the bench is that we need them to score points, not just play defense, but So I'm not that confident in Diawara's offensive game. He has the ability to do everything. It's just that the shots aren't falling for him yet. But defensively, with his length, his way to move the ball up the court in transition, his passing skills, he definitely can help the team. I also feel like Tosan Ibuama is somebody that can help the bench right now. We saw it all preseason. The dude gets buckets and smooth buckets, not like, oh, he scored, but it was awkward, but he finds a way to no. Tosan's game looks smooth. His mid-range jumper looks good. His three-point shot looks good. His layup package looks good. He looks like a good offensive player. I don't know too much about him. I didn't see him in a lot of opportunities defensively. Maybe he's not the greatest defender, but we already have some of those guys on the bench now. So to add Tosan in the mix to allow us to get some clean, easy buckets at times, not a bad thing. Another person is Jemison. Jemison is exactly what this Knicks team needs right now coming off the bench. He plays with heart. He hustles. He's strong. He rebounds. He's got like toughness to him. And he's a dunker, some athleticism. Jemison the problem is the Knicks are so cash strapped with what they've done with the offense. They can't extend, the type of contracts that we need for these guys to be a part of the team. These guys are on two-way. The Knicks do not want to play these guys and use up all their two-way time. And then later in the end of the season, we might deal with injuries, we might deal with whatever, and we need these guys to play, and we can't play them because they're only allowed to play 40 games, and they can't play the playoffs. I think what's going to happen, if the Knicks don't turn things around, if Jordan Clarkson doesn't start playing more consistent and better, if Yabusele doesn't start giving this team something, and Josh Hart doesn't change the way he's playing right now. And I'm not really worried about Josh. Josh starts off the season kind of bad, guys. He's been doing it for the past couple years. So I don't know. And plus he's dealing with injury, the back aches and stuff, and that freaking funky finger. I'm just going to give Josh a little time. I don't love what I'm seeing from him, but I'm going to give him a little time because I know he starts off bad. But if he continues to play the way he's playing, and like I said, those other guys don't step up, the Knicks might have to make a decision. The Knicks might have to say, we got to move off of these guys and figure out a way to give people like Jemison or Tosan standard regular contracts and get them off of these two ways because we actually need them. I think that's something they got to think about. I think also the Knicks have to figure out what they're doing with Pacom Dadier because he's a trade chip. He's an asset. I know some people are still, there's a corner of reference out there thinking that the Knicks can't really do anything with Pacom. They need to hold on to him along with whatever picks they got to be able to try to put together a package for Giannis Antetokounmpo, even if it's not the greatest package. If he wants to come to the Knicks, they have to try their best and they have to hold on to some assets to be able to present the package. Let me tell you something right now. I don't give a crap about Giannis Antetokounmpo at this moment. The Knicks need to win basketball games. We need to get into the playoffs and try to win a championship. Giannis is doing exactly what I thought Giannis would do. He is doubling down on his time in Milwaukee, acting funky, like, oh, I love it here. This is my place. This is my house. I ain't leaving y'all. That's what he said. You can read his lips. That's exactly what he said in the game versus the Knicks. So I am not worrying about no Giannis. Stop looking for a savior, guys. Look for a way for our team to be better. Forget the savior complex. We got enough star power over here to win. We just need to have the right pieces. Maybe we need a little bit more size, whatever. But I do think we have more size on the team already. Is the size good enough? We don't know. Pacom 6'9". Diawara 6'9". You know what I mean? Got to give these guys possibly a shot before we make a trade and try to get something from somewhere else. We definitely do need more size, though. So let's see. Let's see what we got. In time, I think Mike Brown is going to. Mike Brown is in. I said this last night on Nick of Time show. It's still the honeymoon period. He's still filling guys out and giving them a shot. But at some point, he's going to get stricter. And if you're not doing what you need to do, he's going to find what works and he's going to stick with that. So, all right, I know that was a mouthful, guys, but I had to get all that out while I was thinking about it. Okay. Ivory said Cat had some really ugly moments defensively in the game. He did, but they all kind of did. The reason why I say I think Cat played well is because he played well offensively. He was 1 of 5 from 3, but he passed up on some threes that he could have taken and might have taken in the past, and decided to aggressively get to the basket to get a better opportunity at some twos to get some points. And he got to the free throw line. The other thing is he stayed out of foul trouble. Like, I know Cat's defense is not going to always be good. Some moments he'll play well, some moments he doesn't. My biggest thing for Cat is staying on the court. So when I say Cat played well, if he can stay on the court, he's playing well, in my opinion, not getting into foul trouble and hurting the team. So I look at that as a plus. So Ivory doesn't believe Brunson doesn't know how to pass the ball. Well, I don't know. So I would have to look at advanced stats. Brunson finished with 7 assists. Something tells me Brunson made more than 7 passes in last night's game. Two players that could have been an assist for him. I don't know. I think my subscription to Cleaning the Glass expired. I got to get my Cleaning the Glass back up. So maybe I can find out this information, because last time I checked, guys have to knock down shots, and a lot of the shot making was happening in the starting lineup. So I don't see where the problem is. Brunson wasn't really the orchestrator of the bench a lot. He did at some times, but if guys ain't knocking down the shots, is that Brunson's fault? The bench is a problem offensively right now. With the shots they're taking, with the movement, there's issues there. So I don't know what more would you want in last night's game from Brunson passing wise. He finished with 7 assists, but more importantly, the guys on the team in the starting lineup had good, if not great, offensive games. Cat shot slightly poorly from the field. He shot 42%. He was 6 of 14. OG shot 10 of 13. He was 76% from the field. Mikal Bridges was 9 of 14. He shot 64% from the field. Brunson himself shot 48% from the field. Like, opportunities were made, and guys had good opportunities to score the basketball, and they were doing it well. That's all that really matters. It's not just about, like, if Brunson had 7 assists, if he had 12 assists and the Knicks lost 135-125, does that make it seem different? No, it doesn't. They shot 50% from the field and 40% from 3. Like, what is the thing that people are looking for is what I'm trying to understand. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't get it. Next super chat. Thank you, Paris, for your generous super chat. He said, how can you have a team who doesn't play make well for each other, don't dribble, shoot, or pass great, and lacks athleticism and youthfulness be a great team? Well, I'm going to say it again because I think we're missing it. Once again, last night, the Knicks finished shooting 50% from the field, 40% from 3. They had 27 assists. They scored 125 points. Are we complaining because the offense wasn't good? No, the offense was good. And if you are complaining because you think the offense wasn't good, I just told you it was good. It was the best the Knicks have played all season. We are complaining because they couldn't stop the opposing team. That has nothing to do with playmaking. That has nothing to do with dribbling, shooting, passing, youthfulness, maybe athleticism. I give you that for the defensive side, maybe athleticism. I don't know, guys. Just saying, I don't know. Yesterday was one side of the basketball wasn't good for the Knicks. The other side was actually great. For the Bulls, the other side was fantastic. Actually, the whole game was fantastic for the Bulls. Darlene says, I think Brown should limit the rotations, and I think he will. Doesn't mean he's not going to play 9 or 10 people. I just think he's going to he's going to really lock in on the 9 and 10 people he wants to play. Right now, he's giving guys a shot to see who wants to step up. BS says the Bulls are disciplined. That's a fact. That is a fact. And let me tell you something. It's a shame that the Knicks couldn't have stumbled upon that. But the addition of Josh Giddey has been fantastic. And really, Josh Giddey is just another version of Lonzo Ball, but he's healthy. And the Knicks, the Bulls somehow stumbled upon someone like Lonzo Ball, who really could have been fantastic for them if he was healthy, losing him and then getting Josh Giddey. Like, that's a good job by them. That GM did some work over there. Good job. Okay. Let me breeze through. Long Island Sound is in the building. What up, Long Island? Good to see you. Said, man, after 2 amazing seasons, back to Fizdale type of convos. Now the front office gets gets a F. I don't. Shoot, that's tough, man. I don't know if I want to give him an F, but right now it's looking a little funky. Maybe a D. I don't know if I want to give him an F, but maybe a D. Oh, shout out to you. Okay, Yuri. Yeah, YouTube's doing you wrong, man. You got to see if you can change your name back to however you want to do it. Yeah, I know they've been messing everybody's name and changing it up and not allowing people to have their nicknames and stuff that they put. It's. I don't know why they're doing it. Sorry. Shout out to you, Yuri. Spree J, salute to you, man. Says, agree. Too many scorers, not enough playmakers. I mean, there's truth to that. But once again, guys, last night had nothing to do with the Knicks offense. The Knicks offense was good. No, Lonnie, shout out to you. The offense was not okay. The offense was good. 50% from the field and 40% from 3 on 45 threes is good, like really good. I don't want to say great because, great probably is even higher expectation. I don't know. It's tough. But yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good offense. 27 assists, 125 points. Yeah. Normally a Knick team that shot 50% from the field, 40% from 3, 27 assists, 125 points, that team is supposed to beat almost anybody they play. The defense just wasn't there. D-Rex says the Knicks just picked up Dadier's option yesterday. Well, that's good. We'll see if it means anything. Sorry, I'm breezing through, guys. Bear with me. I want to open the panel up. Teron Mosley is in the building. Said Knicks are playing soft out there, getting bullied all around the board. 2 and 5. Shake my head. That's fair. That's true. Like I said, they need to play more physical. I agree. C. Cartagena is in the building. Said salute Ron in chat. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Lessons is how a team grows and develops. That's a fact too. Shout out to you. Okay. All right, let me just put the invite out there now, just in case, while I continue to read the rest of these. I've been going a while, huh? Yeah, getting through it. Shout out to everybody that's here. We got over 134 tuned in, watching. Appreciate everybody on YouTube and everybody on X. Like I said before, please smash that like button on YouTube if you haven't. Share out the show to all your peoples, on X. Let them know we rocking. And also shout out to those on Facebook tuning in. E. Gibson is in the building, says our defense needs to improve dramatically. Hopefully Mitch coming back will help, but this isn't sustainable. I know it's early, though. I agree with what you just said. I agree. And I believe it's early as well. Mitch just got back. Give Mitch a little time to get some consistency and start making some things happen on the defensive end. He will. That's what Mitch does. We got to give him a moment. He just got back. And also give Deuce a moment too, because Deuce was playing good basketball with us. Let's give Deuce a moment to get right. Deuce obviously is dealing with something. We don't know what it is. He hasn't announced it. A lot of us are speculating. A lot of us. People are speculating that it's a death in the family. And it obviously is somebody that is, it's a family. So we don't know how that's weighing on Deuce. That was his first game back last night. Got a lot on his mind. Has to go out there and play. Let's give Deuce a little grace too. All right. So I think when Deuce and Mitch get back up to speed, Knicks will get a little better on defense, without a doubt. Wiz says, trade everyone and bring back Tibbs and Phil Jackson now. We also need Ron dancing again. Yeah, I'll dance when we start winning again. Shout out to you, Wiz. Okay, let me breezing. Get my breeze on. Ivory says, Ron, are you watching the defensive end of the court? Yeah, that's why I said we didn't play good defense. What do you want me to say, Ivory? Are you talking specifically when I said that Cat played well last night? I think you might have said this before I explained it. If you're talking about that, I said it. It's not about his actual defense. It's about him staying on the court. To me, him staying out of foul trouble is big. It's a big part of everything. Now, I'm not talking about his defense. His defense could have improved last night too, but everybody struggled defensively. I said the team got cooked. We gave them 135 points, and we gave up too much space on 3-point shots. We allowed them to get into the paint. They got whatever they want, and we sent them to the foul line 33 or 35 times, something like that. Dude, it was a horrible defensive effort. But I don't want to confuse that with effort. The Knicks gave effort. They just played terrible defense. Okay. All right. Don't mind me. Oh, hold on. Shout out to Yuri. He said the team as a whole, and thank you for the generous super chat, my guy. He said the team as a whole looks confused and frustrated last night. Mike Brown was super brutally honest about the defense. A system like team oriented takes like either up to 15 to 30 games or longer. I agree. The first month of the season is a feeling out period. It's a learning period. It takes time for guys to get together. Every single season, you can tell me, stop me if I'm wrong. Every single season, we see teams do stuff that we're not expecting. We see other teams that are good teams struggle a little bit out the gate. But after the first month of the season, going into the second month, and then obviously by the third month, the pretenders go away and the contenders step up. Stop me when I'm telling something that's a lie. This is what it is. It's basketball. It happens every single year. It's nothing different, guys. Nothing new under the sun, as some people like to say. My first time saying that. Okay. All right. Let me just breeze through. I got somebody backstage waiting. Uh, okay, so no cap life's analyst said the Kings was a small team. They played small ball. Even their center Sabonis had an all-around offensive skills. Our starting lineup is big. Brown has to do what plays to this team's strengths. Agreed. Brown is trying to. First off, you can't say something's not going to work if you haven't given it enough time to work, right? So as a coach that has been coaching NBA players for as many years as Coach Brown has, a coach that has been under other really good coaches in the NBA, Popovich, Steve Kerr, whoever else you want to name that Brown has been under, you know how long it takes for guys to adapt to a new system or for guys to tweak the system and learn new styles of play. Mike Brown has a number. He has a clock in his head. Other coaches on his staff, they have a clock. At some point, if it works, or Brown is going to tweak it and try something different. Believe me, that's what NBA coaches do. And we already know Mike Brown is a in-game adjustment guy. He's not a after the game, we'll look at the film and we'll make some changes. He makes adjustments in game. So you think a type of coach that's like that makes in-game adjustments is going to wait multiple months before he makes a change and sees that something's not working? No, he's going to give it the amount of time it's supposed to have, and then he's going to try to tweak it a little bit. Like, listen, I tried this right now. Maybe it's too soon. Maybe we don't have the right personnel. I'm going to go this way and play to the strengths. Tom Thibodeau, years ago, the front office brought in players, told them they wanted him to play these certain players and give these guys opportunities and play this style of basketball. He tried it. Then he got on the hot seat and he said, no, I'm not playing any of these dudes. I'm playing 8 and I'm going to win my style. And they won and made it to the playoffs, got to the second round. At some point, Mike Brown will make a change if he needs to. That's all I'm saying. All right. Okay. AP is in the building. Yo, what's going on, AP? Good to see you. All right. I'm breezing through, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to say this name, and I just don't see it. Seyo Gunabi, maybe. That double big lineup is not going to do good for you, especially against Chicago. Yes, I can agree. Chicago is a smaller team, but even their bigs that they do have are active bigs. Vucevic moves around the court. He also shoots threes. The other dude with the gray hair part in his head, Paul, whatever his name is, I don't know. He moves around. He's not a stationary player. They don't have traditional bigs. So that's a bad matchup for a double big lineup. I agree with that. That's a good point. JW is in the building, says Shamit, Yabu, and Clarkson will not be back next year. I don't want to say that yet. We got to give it time. It's been 5 games. And let's not forget, Shamit didn't look the greatest last night, but Shamit earned the playing time that he got last night because he did look good as a starter the game before. The Knicks didn't win. Wasn't Shamit's fault, though. Shamit played well. Mets Knicks fans, let's go. Salute Ron. The Knicks D seems worse than last year. Not yet, bro. Not yet. Because the first 3 games, this is why I just try to give you the facts or the numbers that I've seen. It's not opinion. When I try to change somebody's thought process, I'm trying to hit you with actual facts. Bottom line is the Knicks did not look good defensively versus Milwaukee. They had moments where they were okay, but they didn't really look good defensively. The game against Miami, they had moments where they did look good defensively, but then Miami hit them with the buzzsaw. It was too much. Last night's game, the Knicks looked terrible defensively. But after the first 3 games of the season, the Knicks were 4th in overall team defense. 4th out of everybody in the NBA. So it's not like they haven't been playing good defense. It's just We're game 5. It didn't look good. It didn't look good. And maybe, like I said, maybe the Knicks focused a little bit more on the offensive side and they neglected the defensive side. I don't know. But you could tell there was a shift in the offense last night. You could tell guys were passing up threes to get better quality shots. So there's a shift. So that's all I'm saying. They just got to bring it all together. But last night, offensively, was a fantastic night. So if you have something to build off of, that's what you build off of. And the Knicks got to get it together defensively. Okay. Let me breeze through. There was one before. Let me see. Hold on one second, Parrish. Apologies. I see. No, I read your first one, this one, and I read your second. I read them both. Is there's a third one? Because it doesn't pop up. I only see 2 from you. Okay. That's another thing. Where is Ariel Hukporti? I don't know. Bagger Jones is in the building. Brunson turning into Carmelo Anthony, shutting out his teammates, forcing shots. Knicks will be an early playoff exit with him playing so selfishly. Once again, as I said, Knicks had 4 guys in the starting lineup that had 20 points or more. Brunson was one of them, but there was 3 other guys. I think I said Macau had 14 shots. Cat had 14 shots. OG had 13 shots. How is Brunson shutting out his teammates? In the fourth quarter, OG hit 2 3-pointers in the corner back to back. Do you know who passed the ball to OG in the corner for those 2 3-point shots? It was Jalen Brunson. How is Brunson shutting out his teammates? Guys, I think we are looking for something because we know we're not winning, but we have to look at it in the right lens, right? Let's take a look at the game again. Like, you might feel a certain way, right? And I'm not saying you're wrong, but if you feel a certain way, before you're definitely sure about what you think it is, watch the game again. That's what I try to do. I try to watch the game twice to see, okay, I thought I just saw, oh, wait, let me see it again. Oh, I was wrong. My bad. I thought it was this. I'm just saying. I think it's a tough Saturday because y'all, it's a tough Saturday, y'all. It's gonna be all right. All right. All right. Okay. Craig says, Ron, sometimes I believe you act like you don't remember the other games before the Bulls game. I know you remember that Cat only had 1 shot in 24 minutes of the first half. That, my friend, is a Brunson. Right. But if you're saying that, like, okay, this is what I want to say to you. We just started the season. It's 5 games in, right? We noticed that Brunson wasn't getting Cat the ball, or guys on the team weren't getting, because remember, the last couple games Brunson's played more minutes, but the first couple games Brunson was being sat down, and Mike Brown was trying to get other guys good looks and get them into the game. So it wasn't just Brunson who wasn't getting the ball to Cat, but the team did a bad job of it overall. And didn't Brunson say in the after interview that I got to do a better job of getting my guys involved, especially Cat? He said it. Those were his words. It came out of his mouth. And we go from that to last night's game where Brunson had 7 assists. Cat got 13 shots. 14 shots. Yes, you would love him to have 18 shots, but it is what it is. The point is, the Knicks offense was really good, guys. Let's stop pointing at what worked and start talking about what didn't work, because that's why we lost. It's not what worked. Hey, you know what? If the Knicks moved the ball better and we had 119 points, but Jalen Brunson had 12 assists, that would have looked better. No, we had 125 points. They shot 50% from the field and 40% from 3. And guys, we have 4 guys who had 20 points or more. Like, The offense, the starting lineup accounted for 104 points. Hold on. Once again,
See if I know the ledge.
what do we want, y'all? What do we want? I don't know. I don't know. All right, let me now I'm seriously going to breeze through because this is taking me a while, and I want to get to everybody's stuff, but I gotta get the rest of the show. I got people waiting backstage. I want to get some conversation going. Shout out to Ruben Nunez. Mike Brown offense will not work with the roster. We don't shoot the three good enough. 43-point shots is way too much. Need to attack the paint. Well, 40 apparently this is, I didn't know this. Apparently around 43-point shots is not just Mike Brown's benchmark. Apparently a lot of teams are trying to hit that type of number. So it's not like he's reinventing the wheel. He's also, we know he's getting that. It's kind of the Golden State mantra too, but a lot of people are adopting that. But shooting 43s is not an issue when you make the shots. Last night, the Knicks made the shots. They shot 40% from three. I'm with you though. I agree that they can't be trying to settle for threes if they're not falling. If the Knicks are shooting threes like that and they're not falling, they need to try to get quality twos, get into the paint, force the issue, make better opportunities for yourselves. But last night, it wasn't really needed. They were knocking it down. So you got to take the good with the bad and work from there. Make the adjustments. Let's see. All right. Sorry, guys. I hate to have people waiting too long backstage. Just there was so much stuff in the chat. King Ribby. Oh, it was his aunt that passed away. I mean, it hasn't been confirmed, but if that's the case, condolences to Deuce. Thanks, King Ribby. And shout out to you. The Wolf Perry's in the building. The announcer said it was his grandmother who passed last night. I did hear that. But he also said it was speculation, I believe. He didn't want to officially say that because Deuce didn't say it, so I don't know. Shout out to Kareem Grant in the building, member of the SKF Army. Salute to you, Kareem. Says salute everyone. Shout out to Ron. Good afternoon, kind sir. Good afternoon to you. All right. All right, guys. I think that's about it. Shout out to D-Ras wearing out our players in games, Tibbs, or in practice, Brown. I mean, Tibbs might have finished Josh Hart, not for nothing. Josh Hart may never be the same because of running through walls for Tibbs and playing 40-plus minutes. It might have taken its toll. You wonder how it can affect the player. It might have done the do on Josh. Never know. Shout out to HRM the Great. Appreciate you. Tony LGK in the building. It doesn't matter how many players we play, who the coach is. We don't have a pass first point guard, and that's the problem. That's why you have Cat on the court looking confused. I don't know if I totally agree with that because this year the Knicks have tried to have other people orchestrate the offense. They put the ball in McCall's hands. They've put the ball in Cat's hands. They've run Jalen Brunson more as an off guard. So it's not like he's the orchestrator of all the offense anymore. They're switching it up. I hear what you're saying if we were still doing it the same way we did it last year, but we're trying to do it differently. So I would say it's still too early. It's game 5. If after 15 to 20 games, if we look like this, I'll agree with everything that everybody's saying. But I don't think we will look like this. Shout out to Apollo Williams in the building. Said, Ron, you misconstruing it. JB had like 28 shot attempts. He does go Chuck at the wrong times. No, I don't disagree with you. What I'm saying is you're running an offense. The offense either works or it doesn't. If the offense doesn't work, what do you think the best offensive player on the team is supposed to do when we move the ball around a couple different times? Guys miss shots. We are not scoring. The other team is scoring because our defense is not stopping them. Now we're down 6 or 8 points within 2 minutes. What if you were a offensive player of Jalen Brunson's magnitude? What would you do at that point? You're not just going to keep doing the same thing and not put up points. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to stop the bleeding right now, and put up points. If you guys, when Jalen Brunson got here, if you remember his first season, one of the things I liked about Jalen Brunson is he was aggressive at spots, knowing what was needed. When he saw the team on the other side of the basketball scoring points in succession, 3-4 points. I mean, not 3-4 points, 3-4 shots where they would score 6-8 points in a row. Or if a guy, they went up 6 and they hit a 3, go up 9, Jalen Brunson would come right down the court and shoot a 3. Almost like forcing the 3 because he thought in his mind, I need to hit the 3, get us back down to 6. He would not let the leads build up. That's who Jalen Brunson has always been since he's been a Knick. And we needed it. We needed somebody with fire and who had some basketball smarts to say, okay, I got to do this to keep us from getting blown out and letting the other team go on these runs. So just got to give credit where credit is due. What we saw in the first 3 or 4 games of the season, it was not what we saw last night. I'm not saying you're wrong when you say Brunson was doing a little bit too much or maybe calling his number too much when things weren't working. He has to stake with the system. Fine. Last night, once again, 125 points, 4 guys with 20 or more points, 104 points from the starters, 50% from the field, 40% from the 3, 27 assists as a team. All right, let me bring people up here, man, because we are all over the place. This is cool. I've been here before. I've had one of these Saturday shows where people are out the window and I'm like, oh, come on, I'm holding on. Yo, I got you. I'm like, you know what? At this point, I understand because I've had one of these shows before, and I realized that when I'm holding on to you, you don't care. You like, I'm ending it. It's over. I'm like, okay, but you can't stop Ron. This is no the ledge. So I got you no matter what. That's it. I've already called the fire department. They already pulled out the big tarpon tent. I'm going to let you go, but you ain't going to die. I got you, baby. It's going to be all right. All right. Anyway, all right. Let me bring my people in here. Shout out to that guy. Our defense has been suspect since we got Cat. We've had moments, but don't forget the Knicks were a top 15 defense last year all season. In the playoffs, they were a top 5 defense. To start this season, we were top 4 the first 3 games. Last 2 games, not too great, but the numbers don't lie. All right, come on, guys. Man, y'all got me on the super defensive today. Wow, this has been a minute. All right, let me bring my peoples in here. What's up, y'all?
Top of the morning.
Woo-wee.
Or afternoon.
Shows, y'all.
What's up, people?
It's a doozy today, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I get it. I know people are like we
Pumped. People are pumped.
Yes.
Perturbed.
So let me I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go in the order of you guys waiting, just to be fair. Knick Nation, why don't you kick it off with oh wait, hold on. I'll put the link out again. 1 second. Why don't you kick it off with how you feel about last night's game and you know your thoughts. We'll talk more deeply about the 5-game stretch and all this stuff and how we looking, but you kick it off with what you're doing. I'm gonna be right back. And
All right.
Go ahead, brother.
I think I felt like just a stab last night. It just hurt. I mean, I was just, my voice is a little cracked from yelling at the TV, you know, yelling at the players, yelling at with the coach. It was a tough night. Like you said, I was definitely on the ledge 100%. I just thought that we, right from Jump Street, I thought our defensive principles were just not in place. I didn't see us, my biggest thing was played 11 players. 11 players. That means that everybody out there during that time, the minutes out there, I didn't think that they gave the energy, particularly on defense. Like you said, it was our best offensive game, but defensively, definitely our poorest. And to play 11 players, to have all your starters, to have everybody there, and then not bring in the backups, and then not have those guys fully press them, I thought was a major mistake, because that was Chicago is a team that loves to get downhill. And I thought that we just did the same thing over and over again. And defensively, The second half, we looked a little bit better, but still, we still allowed them to get into their motion offense unchecked. And when you allow any kind of pro that runs practice on a consistent basis and has primed for that, they know exactly what your tendencies and what you're looking to do. We didn't try to disrupt them at all. And to me, that was our biggest mistake of the night. I'll let somebody else, talk about it, and whoever's up next.
Is that me, Ron?
Ron not in here. Go ahead, Rex.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping Ron would be here because I don't want to. I'm not gloating, but I did warn the alarm bells, ring the alarm bells, because the last time I was up on here on Saturday, people was projecting, the wins and the losses for the next 5 games. And I said, watch out for Miami and don't sleep on the Bulls. And it's not because the Knicks are bad, but it's because these are the exact profile of teams that give us fits. And because there's something I don't understand is I feel like a lot of Knicks fans operate on this principle that only the Knicks do things differently in the offseason. Like only the Knicks change and do things in the offseason to adapt, and every other team is exactly the same as last season. And the Bulls were bad last season, so it's an easy win for us. And we beat the Heat last season, we beat the Bucks last season, which admittedly I didn't have us losing to the Bucks. But so they're still bad. But people miss so much actual context. Like, I don't know how deep Ron wants to go today into the Bulls and how they play and what they're doing right, but I did a lot of research, mainly because we're playing them twice. I wanted to be prepared. I wanted to have, Knicks Nation equipped with facts, but that's a good team over there. And even though they had a bad season, they got good at the end of last season. They had a really good stretch. They were doing a lot of things great. There's so many things to talk about last game. But, I mean, really, the TLDR is that the bench was whack. The bench minutes killed us, and the defense was whack. That's really the long and short of it. The starters, look, if a starter, I don't have any, I love all these guys, but if they have a bad game, I'm going to come up here and rag on them just as I should. They were okay defensively. They were really good offensively. I mean, they did their job. They pretty much did their job last night. They more or less outscored. If you actually look at the plus minus and stuff for the Bulls, almost the only starter for the Bulls who was actually plus was Josh Giddey. It was the bench conclusively that killed us. And for example, Trey Jones, for me, the overarching theme of that game was, to me, which is why I said it's a horror show, like a nightmare, is it looked like a rerun of ECF. It really looked very similar to how we lost to the Pacers in ECF. Starters did okay. A couple times they struggled to guard some of these guys, but the bench wasn't able to hang. And the pace and the athleticism just wiped us out. The double big lineup is good. I think it's good. But against a team where everybody, like, for example, off the bench, the shortest player, the minimum height player they have coming off their bench is 6'6", at a minimum. Everybody is 6'6" or 6'8". So I would point to, for example, and this is not to shit on Deuce. I just want, as an example, it's all about how can we put these guys into the best position. Because every player has good matchups and bad matchups. Like, for example, I heard Michael Jordan say that he had a hard time guarding Reggie Miller. Does it mean Michael Jordan's a bad basketball player? No, but he has bad matchups. He can't be a perfect player against every player in the NBA, So where I'm going with that is, like, Deuce, for example, on the last season, if you recall, when we played the Rockets, he was invisible. He went 0 of 5 from 3. He had a really, really hard time. It's because the Rockets is like a giant team, and he's 6'1", and they're even bigger this year. So does that mean Deuce is a bad player, Trey Deuce? No. But if you have Deuce coming off the bench and you have, I forgot their names, Patrick Williams, Jalen Smith, Dusumu Herder, they're all 6'6" or 6'8", and he's not an elite dribble. I'm going to dribble the hell out of you and confuse you. He has a good handle. He upgraded his handle a bit this year. But to beat a 6'6" guy just by dribbling, it's difficult. He's 6'1". The guy's 5 inches taller than him. I mean, really, what do you want him to do after a certain point? Off our bench, you have Jordan Clarkson, Yabusele, Shatner. They're not super elite defenders. They're not going to just bruise you and knock you away. And, I encourage you. I actually looked it up, Ron. I believe you can look up, watch NBA highlights on your screen. I would really love, if we're going to be going over this game, if you could just play the highlights of this game. We can all look at them. Because I feel like there was a lot that could be revealed from that. But, I mean, also, like, I'm going to land my plane. But, for example, I think one of the things that happened that was actually bad this season is in the first 2 games that we won, we had some of them Kolek, Clarkson, Shamet lineups that worked well versus the Celtics and the Cavaliers, and that was a false positive to be. Like, it's kind of a fallacious assumption to be like, oh, well, that like Polik, Clarkson, Shamet lineup worked versus the Cavs, so therefore it'll work versus the Bulls. Well, the Cavaliers are short, and they're not a super athletic, high-paced team. They're certainly shorter than the Bulls. So to say, oh, well, it's like if X, then Y. It's a fallacy. Because it worked once versus one team, it works always versus every team. No, they're different teams. And I think that you're trying to replicate this one success that you had. It's a false positive, or at least it's something that doesn't apply to every team. So, like, for example, double big. Mitch did not really statistically. He had, obviously, the elite defender. I love Mitch. I don't want him to go anywhere. But he struggled in ECF versus this similar style of team. Elite perimeter defender, agile, moving, guarding on the three-point line. He did a great job last night. He had nothing to do with the loss. But I'm just saying, first of all, he can't stay on the floor 40 minutes. He's not playing 40 minutes every team. Our whole defense cannot be Mitchell Robinson. And he can struggle. So why? Sorry, I said my thing. The point I'm making is people look at, oh, well, Vucevic is not really as tall or as good of a center. What's up, Jay? I mean, Kat and Mitch are clearly better centers than Vucevic, although you wouldn't have known it watching the game last night. But just because we're taller and better at the center position doesn't mean that we're a taller team. If you have, let's say, Deuce or Jalen and Mitch, and then they switch any matchup on the Bulls, it's a mismatch. You switch onto Buzelis, it's a mismatch. You switch onto Jalen Smith, it's a mismatch. You switch onto Herder, it's a mismatch. I mean, how many times last night did you see Deuce McBride? God bless the guy. He tried to drive on Kevin Herder. What's he going to do exactly? He's going to dunk on him? Like, give me a break. You know, throw the guy a bone. So I'm landing my plane.
I mean, that's fair. I didn't get to hear everything that was going on, so I don't know if everybody got a chance to speak. I know Nick Nation was speaking. D-Rex, did Tori speak?
No, it was just me. I was yapping.
No, Tori didn't go yet.
What's on your mind, Tori? How you feel about everything?
Okay, give me let Jay go ahead. Give me a few minutes. I'm at work. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Do you think, Jay? What's going on, my brother?
Damn, I wasn't ready yet. No, I'm only kidding. I'm good,
Hey,
brother.
Jay.
I'm blessed. I just, I'm too blessed to be stressed, man. Like, it's basketball. But I'm gonna tell you this. So far, and people like it kills me because it's our sixth game. It's our sixth game. Or something like that. And it was the first time we had all of our guys together. And we brought in a few new people and a new coach. And he's brought in some new people. I say this on with Shaw all the time that they need to get Italian. They need to put some gel, put it together, slick it back, and gel it up. And once they gel it up, they'll be fine. And what by that means is get to know each other better. Mm-hmm. And I agree with what Rex said. Every team improves or tries to. Well, not every team. That's not true. I'll take that back. Not every team tries to improve. Mm-hmm. There are teams that are trying to improve other ways, via the draft, every year being the first 5 picks or whatever. But I mean, I think there's some of the same. I don't know how you feel about it, Ron, yet, because I had a few things to do earlier, but there does have a feeling of the I don't know what it feels like. Like they do need to gel, but like Cat should already been gelling. Is he doing what is he? The eye test says to me he's doing something, but it's off to me. I don't know what it is that's off. Brunson, did he become Carmelo? Like, for real? Like, does he need to stop that? Yes, he. But at the same token, he's a scoring guard. I've said it over and over and over again. I pair him with somebody else that could shoot. I also agree on the fact that we have two big guys, and then we don't have any tradition. Like, okay, look, I think everybody except Diawara is 6'8" and under after the 7-footers, and they don't play Diawara. And I could be wrong about that, but I don't believe I am.
I think we're 6'5" and under, other than OG.
I mean, OG and Yabusele, I believe, are 6'8".
Well, yeah.
Us and OG puts in work. Yabusele is yet to show us anything, but I'm not going to disrespect the man because I like myself some pasta. So, but what I'm saying is, I guess I did disrespect him. I'm sorry, Yabusele.
Listen, bro. Compared to the things that they're saying on Twitter about him right now, I mean,
yeah, I hear you. I think it's a 15 to 20 game litmus test, man. You gotta just kind of let everybody fall into place. We haven't seen Clarkson feel comfortable yet. I think the first time that Clarkson hears his name or hears the roar of applause, some people forget these guys are human. It's not 2K. This is not 2K. They're human beings. These are people that operate with emotion. These are people that have families. These are people that have things going on in their life. Sure, their lives may be, financially a little bit better than a lot of bit better than mine, and whatever. But that doesn't mean they don't got problems or things on their mind, things like that. So as they're growing to know each other, these extra new guys, Clarkson's a very good point. He used to be the 6-man guy. I've always wanted a Jordan Clarkson on my team. But he doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look like the 6. He doesn't look like that guy right now. And then Deuce, he's Miles to me. I told people, I say this to you all the time, right, Ron? He's Miles until otherwise noticed. To me, he's Miles. And the reason why he was so important to everybody was because Quickly left and then Dante left. To me, he's so expandable, it's ridiculous. And I don't care what anybody says. And Mitch is great backup center. I said it. He's a great backup center. And he plays hard. He plays great defense. He's somebody that you want to bring him in. Because how much minutes do you want to run him anyway before he breaks? 15 minutes should be his limit. Maybe 20, right? 20-ish, 18. Let's split the difference. 18. So he should be coming in. That double big stuff. That's not how we ran the table and did the thing what we needed to do early. That's only against certain teams. And the thing I will say is that, listen, Craig, I agree. You get somebody on a cheat, there's a reason. Who knows? I don't know if he's fully washed. I don't believe that. There's something like he doesn't feel that yet. But we're gonna find out very soon if he's fully washed up. In 20 games from now, not 20, 15 games from now, or less, save yourself, fella. That I will look back and if we are sub 500, it's because we're way too small of a team. We are guard heavy. We rely on we think we're a better 3-point shooter team than we are. And the same thing that Rex said, that everybody changes, not just us.
It's true. It's true. I think I just I'm just gonna let it go and let y'all get your vent. Not you, the chat. I'm gonna let y'all get your vent off. You know what I mean? I know what it is.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna let y'all vent, get yours off. I'm not gonna try to talk y'all any more off the ledge than I've already done, because I could obviously point to different times last year where everybody thought we were finished. People were like, get rid of this person, get rid of that person, and then this happened. We've done it already. I don't need to do it. We are, that stuff you do when you're still trying to figure out what team you are. We're a championship type team now. I don't need to do that anymore. We should already know what we are, and we should already know how this is going to work. So I'm gonna let y'all get yours off. I'm here. I'm just letting y'all know that I don't agree. I think that the Knicks will be fine. I think it's going to take time, and I think if things aren't working the way they should work, I think Mike Brown will make an adjustment, and he'll say, you know what, I will try to, if I'm still here with this team next year, I will try to be better at getting them to this style of play that I want to get them to. But if I can't get them to it in now, I'm going to shut it down and I'm going to tweak it, and we'll just get to play as good as we can play right now and see how far we can go. I think that's what he will do, but we're not there yet. Real quick, I want to say shout out to Brahim. Appreciate you, Seth. If Cat would have played the first half like the second half, we win by 15. Maybe. Cat did play. He was very aggressive offensively and doing his thing. Maybe. Tony LGK said it's looking like Mike D'Antoni era all over again. I don't want to say that, because the one thing that we have now that I wish Mike D'Antoni had that he did not have when he was running the show is a defensive-minded coach. We have Brendan O'Connor.
Yes,
let Brendan O'Connor get his stuff going. Let the Knicks find the right players out there that need to be in this rotation that will play on both sides of the basketball. This is tricky too, guys. The Knicks got to find, out of all of these different players that we all want to see, they have to find which players will not only give Mike Brown's offense what he needs, they also got to find the players that will give Brendan O'Connor's defense what he needs. And that's important. That's tough. We're going to see. Shout out to Apollo Williams. He said, Ron, do you think we need to trade for a point guard or put JB as a shooting guard? No, I think we're already doing that. Now, what I will say is we have to continue to see over the next 10, 15 games how Tyler Kolek looks. If Tyler Kolek continues to look the way he looked the first 2 games of the season when they were playing him, the first 2 games that he played in that role, okay, we'll be fine. But if he didn't play a lot last night, so it's tough to say, but if he doesn't look the same way, after a while, the Knicks are going to have to say, okay, well, we thought he might be good enough. We need something more, because you do need a facilitator that can help, especially that second unit needs a facilitator. These guys are not getting it on their own. They need some help. So, yeah, I think it's very important, but I wouldn't say yet. And I think they're already trying to use – we've seen Jalen Brunson as a shooting guard this year more than we've ever seen him as a shooting guard with the Knicks under Thibodeau.
We've also seen Mikal Bridges play the point.
Correct. Mikal Bridges. We've seen also Cat get the ball at the top of the key orchestrating. So, and we'll see more of that if things continue to work well, like they did last night. Once again, Greeny is in the building. Salute, Greeny. We're a group with a few good individual players, but we're not a good team. These guys ain't it. I think that's still, once again, it's very I just find it so surprising that in 5 games, everybody's ready to say, with 77 games left to play, that these are not the guys or this is not going to work. It's 5 games. It's not even a third of the season.
The Pacers had a terrible start to the season last year. They would have, if the Knicks fans and Pacers fans changed fan bases, the Pacers would have traded their entire team away after like 10 games. And even with how bad the Knicks played last night, there was a time where they actually looked, for a brief moment, unstoppable. Like the Bulls could not stop them from scoring. Remember, we had like 2 OG corner threes and a Cal 3. Like this team can turn that switch on, and I would imagine in a playoff series, we've seen what this team can do. Like it's enough of this nonsense.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, we gave up 75 points though in the first half. You cannot do that.
It was not. I'm not defending the
terrible.
defense. I'm not defending the defense.
That part right there.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Even with us
Oh,
giving
go ahead, Tori.
75 points in the first half, in the second half, if you needed a silver lining, the Knicks outplayed the Bulls.
They did. They
They
did.
just put too many points on the board for us to actually overcome that and win. But if that second half was the only half we played, we win the game.
Right.
Because
that-
for as bad as the defense was in the first half, there was that stretch when we cut it down to 4 when Mitch was on that floor and they was chucking up them threes that we looked like the best team ever.
That's
And
a
then
fact.
they put Mitch on the bench and that completely went away. Soon as he sat him down, the
We had
game
poor-
completely changed and they went on like an 8-0 run or something. But
Yeah, we had poor timed
the
turnovers.
Knicks, yes,
We would get really
yes,
close, and
yes,
then
we
boom,
did.
turnover, and then they would turn
And-
around, score a couple of points, and that would take our run away.
They were better
They
at
haven't
capitalizing
been-
off turnovers.
They haven't been able to put together a full game yet.
Yes.
Like
Yep.
they from
Agreed.
game 1 to game 5, the Knicks have yet to put together a consistent, dominant game. It's always been something missing. There's always been a quarter or a half when they're just off. I feel like yesterday's second half was a great indication of what we could actually do. We lost, but I feel like we turned a little bit of a corner because they can see what they can do. Like you actually have to see it. Like they were down 22 points. They cut it down to 4. Like they played great defense during that stretch. They were hitting their shots. Jalen Brunson was passing the basketball people to the corner threes for OG and McCall, which is why he got the 7 assists that he had. He would have had more if they wasn't clanking in the first half. Like I get so irritated with the Jalen Brunson hero ball thing. You went from a team that was heavy ISO, right? And Jalen Brunson is probably second, third, maybe even best ISO player in the game, depending on how you feel about basketball, right? So
agree.
you take that for 5 years, right? 5 years of it, and then you expect in 5 games for that to shut completely off. You're running a new system, right? Okay, we're gonna go out here. It's a pass, run system. This is not working. The ball is not going in the hole. These guys are not scoring. I'm gonna do the thing I know how to do to get
Right.
us to the victory. So of
Yep.
course he's gonna revert back to ISO ball when he spent 3 quarters watching you guys clank up everything. Because let's not act like OG's been consistent. Let's not act like Cat's been consistent. Let's not act like the guys off the bench have been helping him score. Like when he sits down,
Right.
the scoring like let's stop pretending that we don't all see the thing. I don't care if you like Jalen Brunson or not, but stop making don't lie. I don't like when people lie on Cat, and I don't like when people lie on Jalen. Like it's a lot. Y'all Knicks fans toxic. Y'all don't like somebody, so y'all create this false narrative about the person. Like it's first is only 5 games. And second, you can
Right.
literally look at the games and see that the man is trying to get his teammates involved. And when it falls apart, he goes back to the player that was our savior, because let's not act like Jalen Brunson is not the best player on this team. Because
Preach.
he is, bar none. And that's not a knock to anybody else, but he not Captain Clutch for no reason.
Didn't get the award for no reason.
Right.
That's a fact.
It's not a made up thing. It's not a Knicks fan thing. It's everybody in the entire NBA realm knows who this guy is. They don't want to play against him.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, you don't want Jalen Brunson to have the ball. So y'all
Nope.
gonna stop acting like that. I'm over it. All the hero ball nonsense y'all keep talking about. Like,
And,
stop.
and you know what, Tori? Here's another thing. Um, Jay Ellis pointed this out last night. In the fourth quarter, in crunch time, in clutch time, Jalen Brunson time, he wasn't even the one with the ball trying to take the shots.
Nope.
They were moving the ball. Deuce had an opportunity for a clutch up. OG had an opportunity. Like he wasn't even.
Deuce,
So we talk
OG,
about
and McCall all
Macau
hit
too.
timely
Right.
threes.
Right. And so we're talking
Timely
about
threes, and those passes came from the captain.
exactly. So we're
Y'all
talking
gotta
about
stop.
hero ball and the ISO ball and not passing to his teammates and not believing in his guys. And the biggest time when he's known for being the dude, he was deviating and giving the ball up and letting other guys like, come on, what are we
And
doing?
let's not
What are we
forget those
doing?
2 passes to 3 to Cat for the wide open threes that he bricked.
I
So
know.
let's not act like he's not deferring to his teammates. Like, y'all gotta stop. Like, I don't know what y'all looking at.
We gotta chill. I know.
Criticize. I can critique. I understand when you think he's doing too much. I get it. Sometimes you're like, all right, Jalen, you shouldn't have chucked there. But if you're the guy, then you're the guy. You're gonna live by me. You're gonna die by me.
If
And Jalen Brunson has been that guy for 5 seasons.
Sure has. And when he gave it up to Cat and he bricked those 2 things, that's not his fault. And when he ISOs, it's because he believes he needs to do it. Like, listen, all right.
Like the narrative
Ron,
is
you trying to say
100%
something, Ron. I'm
false.
sorry.
No, you're fine because that's the truth. That's what it is, guys. That's what it is. Like those, even the first 2 games that we won, and there was moments in those. I mean, I already said earlier, our offense hasn't looked good, guys. We've been shooting not even 40% from the field. We won those first 2 games without shooting 40% from the field. Like we weren't playing good offensive basketball, yet we won the games partly because Jalen Brunson took over at moments when he's like, okay, this is not looking too good right now. I got to score. I got to put some points up there. You got to do that. You want to win a basketball game, your best offensive players got to do what they got to do. It doesn't matter what system you running. You could be running the freaking Princeton offense where they're passing the ball in the weave. Somebody got to stop that weave and score the basketball. And Jalen Brunson's going to do it, or Cat has to do it. So I'm just saying we have to calm down, guys. The only thing that I've been hearing today is there's been a lot of frustrated Knicks fans about, and shout out to, wait, hold on. Before I continue, there's somebody who said something that it might have a lot to do with it. I can't front. That might be true. Shout out to Don P, by the way. When do you have to distribute the rock in a way to make everybody a threat? I don't know. I really don't. But who said it? God, it was right here a second ago. I apologize, man. Maybe I didn't star it. Somebody had said something that I think was really important for what we're talking about. And man, I lost it. It's okay. Well, whatever. If I find it, I'll bring it up. But it really does. It says a lot to what's there. RD Barnes said it. There we go. The reason fans are crashing out is because the media overhyped this team as if there wouldn't be any growing pains. This should have been expected. 100%. There's no way. I said this already, and I'm not throwing people bail. I'm not throwing Mike Brown bail. I'm not throwing, by the way, the whole thing about us playing 4 quarters of basketball and not getting down early is not a new thing. This ain't a Mike Brown thing. The Knicks had that problem last year. They had that problem the year before that. The Knicks get down early, have bad first quarters out the gate, do stuff like that. We've been historically bad doing this stuff. So that's something that's followed this team. And a coach can help, but not every coach can change it. These players got to change how they come out the gate. So
we also had the exact same record at this time last year.
Didn't they start 5-6 last year?
5-6.
I think we won 5 and lost 6. We our first 11 games, we lost 6 of our first 11 games.
The very first loss of the season, the very first game, we got smoked, blown out, embarrassed by
by the Celtics.
We looked like a high school team. But that was an amazing start to the season.
Like last night, right? For all the Chicago couldn't miss. Like everything they threw up with him. Our defense was porous, but there were points when there was nothing else we could have done. They just were hitting shots. Like it wasn't. Yeah. The defense wasn't as bad, and I'm not saying we wasn't giving up wide open shots, right? I'm not saying that. We gave up 75 points in the first half. That is absolutely trash. But what I am saying that throughout that. There were possessions where we were playing great defense and they were still hitting shots. Like, what can you do when a guy is smoking like that? They were just hitting shots. A lot of it just came down to they were on and we were off. And our
Victoria,
bench
I
just
have
did
to.
not produce.
Okay, the bench I agree with. I don't really like this excuse of, oh, well, they were so hot we couldn't do anything.
No. I'm not making, before you go into the tandem, I'm not making an excuse. What I'm saying is this is one of those times when the other team was super hot. Like, these guys were scoring. They were hitting a lot of 3-point shots. It felt like every time they threw the ball up, it went in. And I'm not saying that the Knicks were playing great defense. I'm saying sometimes there's nothing you can do. I'm not
I
excusing it away. I'm really not. I promise you I'm not. I'm
okay,
not
well,
excusing away that we played bad defense because I think I said that first.
okay, you can call it an excuse or not an excuse. Saying that there's nothing we could do, I don't agree with that because there was something we could have done. They
What could you
are
have done about a hand in the face in front of the guy that you're defending? You're super tight and the guy still hits the three right over you. What can you do about that?
okay. The
Tell me what
answer
you can
is
do.
not nothing. And I would like to make the point that the Bulls themselves have the best 3-point defense in the league currently, one of them. They are also one of the best 3-point scoring teams. So there is clearly something you can do because the team we played last
So
night,
tell me what it was. Tell me what you can do. Tell me.
you can defend
I
them
think I
better.
could, I can, yeah, you can defend them better. But the thing about it, I think even last night, and why I say you can defend them better, is this team walked slowly up into their spots in rhythm, in timing. And if you can't disrupt timing and rhythm in any sport, you will lose because these guys are professionals and this is what they do. This is their craft. So you had Josh Giddey coming downhill. And if you really rewatch the game, look how many times they allowed him so easily to get to his right and go right and just shoot up over them instead of forcing him into what's names. But the defense, the reason why we say we can do more and better is that there were plenty of times last night. If you look at the switching, right, the guys would switch, right, and then you know, what I mean, we're calling it aggressive switching. Last night we didn't aggressively switch a lot of times, and when we did switch, the onus on the person who was guarding them didn't know what to do with them. So like it was times where Cat would switch over onto Jones, and Jones, if you looked at Brunson guarding him, Brunson said, "Hey, take your shot. I will allow you to take that shot out there," and backed off of him. But what he did was when he got switched, Cat's jumping out to like he's a jump shooter like that, and he went up and went right and went around him. The bench gave up 53 points as far as to Chicago as far as evens. You can't allow a bench to not 53 points. You're not going to win many games doing that. And if you can't understand what your man is and when you switch over to limit his tendencies, you are going to have a hard time all year. That's what they would talk about with Tibbs, is that he would definitely have you prepped and preparation for that. You know what I mean? There would be scenarios where he would say, "Hey, this guy likes to dribble 6 times to his right, cross over to his left and once up." You knew details like that. And last night, it looked like we didn't have and understand any of their tendencies. And I think that's what truly hurt us last night. You got to knock the guys off their tilt. You don't. This is the pros. They're going to score on you.
I'm really glad he brought up that point because not only did we let Josh Giddey go to his right, the Knicks, literally 3 weeks ago, hired the Bulls shooting coach. We currently employ on our staff the guy who taught everybody on the Bulls how to shoot. And Josh Giddey still got to his right 12 times. And as far as them shooting, they didn't really shoot above their averages. Everybody in his team is shooting very well before now. It's not like they're a bad 3-point, like we had that one game against the Orlando Magic where inexplicably they all shot really well from 3 despite being the worst 3-point shooting team. The way they shot from 3 is about in line with their averages. Nobody shot an amazing night that they never shot before in their life. We definitely strategically alone could have done more here, certainly especially with Josh Giddey, which we know, by the way, even before now, is a known certified Knicks killer before now. So there was definitely something more we could do.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me get on my Jay Chosen. 2 things can be right at the same time. What you're saying, D-Rex, is true, and what Nick Nation just said is also true. However, what Tori said can also be true because, to Nick Nation's point, allowing guys to create a rhythm and get into rhythm, and it's once they get into rhythm, it's hard to break a team's rhythm. And once that happens, now you're playing defense. Now, hey, this is why. Taking a page out of my book right here. When I always say, hey, the Knicks got to stop having bad first quarters and letting these teams get out to leads, because now you're playing from behind and it takes so much more to work back into the game. The other thing is you also allow these teams to get into rhythm. So now, oh man, I was lacking. I was loafing a little bit in the first quarter. Now it's the second quarter or the third quarter, whatever. Now I'm getting up in this guy's face. I'm playing deep. He's been cooking all game. Now you trying to stop him. Now as soon as he sees you, he's lighting you up because you already gave him a rhythm. He's going to shoot right in your face. I've watched the Knicks play a fantastic defense. There's multiple times we could use this, but you guys get it. Years ago. But I could use recently. I just think of this one first because this is an aberration. I watched the Knicks play a fantastic defensive game against a Cleveland Cavalier team. Right? And at that time, the point guard was, God damn it. Why am I forgetting his name? Say what happens when you retire out of the league now, you out of sight, out of mind. What's his name? He's a European dude who could pass the ball incredibly.
Prigioni?
No. He was on the Cavs.
On the Cavs.
He lit us up with 36 points, guys.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. He was from Minnesota before.
Yes.
Rubio.
Thank you,
Rubio.
We tried everything in our power to stop Ricky Rubio, who had a career high against us, not known for shooting threes the way he did. He lit us up. They were in his face. He was lighting us up. He was pulling from everywhere. Yeah, I think he hit 10 threes in the game. It was crazy.
The worst example that I keep bringing up.
Hey, listen, an example is an example.
Sandro Mamuskavili.
Thank
you, Ron. You understood what I was saying.
Yeah, sometimes when you let people get into rhythm, now you're facing a losing battle because now you've given guys rhythm is also about confidence. When the guy starts to see the ball going in the hoop, these are NBA players. They're special, and you give them the moment to show how special they are. It could be a long night. That's all I'm saying. That's it. But I think what D-Rex was saying, and what Nick Nation was saying was also correct. There are ways to stop, but you can't let teams go off and have a whole half of scoring 75 points and getting into rhythm. It's going to be much harder for you to stop them going forward if you let them get off like that.
What's his name? DeSumo? He looked like a world beater to us last night.
He's been having a good season though. To be fair, he's been
but he's limited on his offense. Once you make him, he beats basically everybody with his speed. He gets around you and he's laying to the cup, but truly on the right hand side as well. Once you stop his rhythm and you stop his speed and then cause him to make another move or two, he looks, you know what I mean. But this is not what we did. So that's why I thought that last night was a bad, I don't know, his thought pattern of how we're going to defend him. I just thought it was bad. And there's a few cats that I think that where we're losing them. If you look at Clarkson last night, his whole body, when he came off, his whole, chemistry, he looked like he barely wanted to smack the coach's hand, talk to anybody. It's like, I think he's extremely frustrated. And I'm definitely done with the experiment of Yabusele. He's not for us. I'll say that now. He's not for us.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
Can I?
No, I'm gonna let you go right after me. I just want to say one thing. I just wanted to say one thing.
I'll defend that statement too, though. I will defend that statement. But go ahead.
I just want to say one thing, and shout out to Jay Ellis and the Nick of Time show. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me last night. It was a dope show. If y'all haven't checked it out, check it out. It was me chopping up with Jay, B the Motivator, and Ryan. We had a really good time. B said, like Yabusele hasn't been playing great, but in the little time he played last night, I thought he looked good. Now, granted, he only played a little under 4 minutes, about 3 minutes, but I will say, in the 3 minutes that he played, too small of a sample size, I get it. But my whole thing is, guys, going forward, the negative stuff that we see, we want the team to improve. The negative stuff you saw about Jalen Brunson not getting cat open, Jalen said it himself. I need to do better. What Jalen has been trying to do is do better. Last night, Jalen did better. In the 3 minutes or so that Yabusele played, he had 2 rebounds and a block in 3 minutes of play. I know that's not a lot, but I'm just saying he did something in a minimal amount of time. I want to see if he can duplicate it and elevate his game with a little bit more. Maybe he's coming into it a little different mindset. I need to do a little bit more on different ends. My offensive game will find itself when it finds it. I'm not going to worry about it no more. I'm going to try to do some other stuff to help the team. So that's all I wanted to say. Go ahead, Jay.
Let me just
All right,
defend my
so-
position on that real quick. Just really quick. What I meant by Yabusele is it's not the time and what he did is when he's in there. Well, it is when he's in there. But the problem with him, and I don't think that will change, you either are a physical person or you aren't. He is definitely not a physical person. He shies away from contact at 6'8", 6'9", 285. Instead of leaning and pushing and banging your body against those guys, because it was one point, I think, in the last night where he went up for a basket, went to the what's name home. It either got blocked or what's name. And the reason why is because he physically never put a shoulder into the guy. And then he thought that he could extend himself, you know what I mean, a point to the basket. He looks terrible, but physically, he does not take advantage of his size. And if you're going to be 285 and you're going to be at that size, what are you that size for?
That's fair.
Otherwise,
I have
you know what I mean?
to- I
Otherwise,
just-
lose 50 pounds.
I just have
I
one
don't get it.
question. How many minutes did he play last night?
3.
Three.
All right, I'm not even. I'm gonna disregard everything you just said. Go ahead, Jay.
No, the only reason why
3 minutes is
I
just
said
not.
no,
It's just not.
It's
No.
every
You said
game that
what you
he's
said,
played.
right? You said
Every
what you
game that
said.
he's played. Every
I'm gonna
game that he's
disregard
played.
all of it. Go
He
ahead,
has
Jay.
not been physical. Every game he's
Okay,
played. Go back and
go
watch it.
ahead, Jay.
I will
I'm
say
gonna disagree with you, Nick Nation,
Yeah,
because I'm
I'm
gonna
not
just say
doing that.
that I have seen him throw hard picks. I have seen him throw himself into the lane to get the ball as hard as he can. I just think that he's coming from a place where there was only 2 people scoring in Philadelphia when he was there. Now he's on a team where he is not nearly a primary person, and he is feeling out the position. This is the sky is falling Knicks fan cry again. It always happens. We're gonna nitpick until we fall apart. Unless I did
no, that's good.
copyright.
I like what you did
LLC,
there. I like what you did there.
Can you LLC really quick?
Yeah,
That
I'm
for
gonna
me,
see my,
while you
yeah,
guys
I'm gonna see
do?
my people.
I appreciate calling people. Thank you. The truth is that we have a really great team, but we don't know their full ceiling yet,
The
because
capabilities.
it's only been a handful of games. We didn't play this way. We didn't play that way. First of all, 2 things could be right at the same time. 7 things could be right at the same time. There's a lot of different things that need to be changed. Did Cat miss those 2 wide open shots? Yes, he did. Did he also go in and not get the foul call when he made a layup? Yes, he did. Did Jalen Brunson ISO? Yes, he did. Did he also get his teammates involved? Yes, he did. I mean, where are we gonna we had X amount of money to go out there and get a bench. All right. Whether or not we have the right team or it's the right people, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? But the fact is that we got what we thought at the time a decent power forwardish dude and a former 6th man of the year bucket getter. And we don't know if we still can't sit here right now with a straight face and say we don't have them. 6 games. We scored the highest amount of points. We played so far up until yesterday. We held every team, I believe, to 110 points.
Yeah, that was around the average. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, so they beat us on speed. They beat us on things. We are a newer team now. It's not everybody's gone. The only person here is Shamit and Deuce. Hart is no longer in the starting lineup. For me, the difference is I don't like the double big starting lineup. That's me personally. I don't like the double big starting lineup. I think it slows us down. I would prefer to see Mitch come in because who's going to come in for them when one goes out? Who's going to come in and play? You know they're going. I guess you could keep Towns on but he still does silly fouls. So you're going to switch him up to the center again like we always did. I prefer
But that's the
him.
thing. They protect each other.
Right.
So it's hard to take one from each other.
Then who's going to come in though? What I'm
They
saying
protect
is
each other, but it doesn't mean that that's the best way to deploy either of them only.
Right. No, agreed. So that's what I'm saying is like, yes, they protect each other. Another thing that's true, but there's nobody to come in for them. Who's protecting them?
Not the both of them. Can I just interject here? Look, so we're complaining about sample size. I do want to point out that Yabusele, I feel like, was brought here to spell the cat minutes when cat sits. I think he was brought here to be a budget cat off the bench, and because last year I did the research, he played 70% of his minutes at the 5 for Philly. But
Right,
that was
what
not
you said? I didn't mean to cut you off. You said you thought he was brought here to be what?
like a budget cat. Like when cat sits, you need a
Budget
big guy.
cat. Carl Anthony Towns. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So last season for the Philadelphia 76ers, he played 70% of his minutes at the 5, but that's because Embiid and Drummond were hurt, and this is on one of the worst teams in the league last season. And last season, he was not playing with the people he's playing with now. He was playing with Quentin Grimes, Justin Edwards, who's 6'7", and Adam Bona. And Adam Bona we see now is a pretty decent, solid defensive player. He's actually their main center. Quentin Grimes is a solidly sized, great defender guy. And now he's supposed to be the main defensive anchor with Clarkson, who has a career defensive rating of 115. Shamet, who is nothing special defensively. Kolek, that's who he's going to be the main 5 anchoring. That's a completely different situation than where it was in Philly. And you're also asking him to do it against Chicago or against the Heat, which he's not laterally quick. I said it from the first time he got here. And I think this is Knicks fans. Oh, well, he replaced Precious Achiuwa. So he's automatically better Precious Achiuwa, right? No, Precious Achiuwa is on his worst day in his sleep 1,000 times more athletic than Yabusele. And 100 times better of a rebound than 100 times better of a lift. Does it mean that he's better? No, Yabusele is much better offensively. But the point is that because we had Precious here, who's a 6'8" guy that can occasionally play the 5 solid defensively, and we replaced, so Yabusele is automatically better. No, they're really, in reality, they're the exact opposite of each other. And because Yabusele played the 5 in Philly, it doesn't mean that he can play the 5 here with this lineup. It's two completely different situations. So him as the main 5, I don't buy at all. At all. He either needs another solid defender out there with him, or really several solid defenders that are also athletic and can run and be agile on the perimeter, or he needs to play the 4, which I'm fine with.
I don't think you said anything that I disagree with. The only thing I can say is I just feel like Yabusele is not comfortable. I feel like Jordan Clarkson is not comfortable. I feel like Josh Hart is not comfortable. Those 3 guys are not comfortable right now. Josh, I'm not even going to make a big deal about Josh. Okay, you guys can talk about him if you want. He played terrible last night. It was horrible.
Honestly, the less we say about Josh Hart, the better.
But I will say the only thing about Josh is like it's an oxymoron. Josh starts off every season, the last couple seasons, bad, and then he gets it together, and he can change things around easily. So I'm gonna leave Josh for right now. I'm gonna give him because Josh has earned respect. Josh has been a bulldog as a player who's played as many minutes as needed, and he's had big moments. So I'm gonna give him his grace right now. But back to Yabusele and what's going on with him. I think Yabusele's that weight gain is affecting him, because it's not like Yabusele gained weight and he worked out in the gym and that extra weight he gained is muscle. No, that's just extra flabby weight that's on his body that's weighing him down. Because even when I see Yabusele dunk, It looks like he's like just barely getting over the rim. He's lost a little lift, which would happen if you're 20 pounds heavier. So I'm just saying Yabusele doesn't look comfortable, and maybe that's playing into his aggression. Because I will say, in the past, part of the reason why I like Yabusele is because he is aggressive, because he does have a high motor. Defensively, I do know he's not a great defender. That I knew coming into it. So I'm not expecting him to all of a sudden be a good defender. What I have noticed is he did it once in preseason. He did it once in the regular season. He did get 2 really interesting blocks in the preseason and one in the regular season. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting
Got one
that.
last night. Yeah, got one last night.
Oh, yeah, he did get one last night. Yeah, so I mean, he has a little defensive chops where he can do something. But as far as a defender sticking with a guy, especially a guy with speed, he's in trouble.
I'm
And
telling
now
you,
he's
I said it
trouble.
from the start. We saw it already with the Wizards, bro. Asking this guy to be on the perimeter, chasing after these fast.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Always going to be the task.
And it's worse now. It's worse this year with the extra weight. It's just terrible. It's a bad style of play for him. Mike Brown and Brendan O'Connor have to put together the right plans for both sides of the ball. How to use him defensively, and how to get the best out of him offensively. And Jordan Clarkson needs a little help. I was never worried about Jordan Clarkson because I know who he is. I know he's a chuck. I know he puts up some terrible shots, but I also know he gets streaky. Problem with Jordan Clarkson is he hasn't been comfortable, and he's not comfortable. He can't even be streaky in a positive way. He can't even find the spots and get up the shots that he does hit. So that is a little bit of a problem that the offense has to tweak to make him comfortable. And right now, because of it, Mike Brown doesn't even feel comfortable enough. Like, that's the thing with offensive players. You already know, hey, this guy plays offense, but he stinks on defense. But you take it. But you expect to see the good offense. And then when you're not seeing enough good offense, you cannot have him out there as a defensive liability. You can't give him the minutes. And that's why Jordan Clarkson's minutes are limited. Until he gets going and finds his lane of what he likes to do, which will come because that's who he's been for his whole career. There's going to be moments where Jordan Clarkson is on fire. It just hasn't happened yet, but it's only game 5.
Yeah, I thought their substitution, I think Mike Brown's substitution patterns with them, it's not really too good because, like, I thought like even last night game, it's hard to substitute like Cat out of the game like that, especially toward the end. Then you bring him in with 3 minutes and change, and you're looking for him with 7 minutes. When you're down, you basically want your starters in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't understand why Cat was sitting on the bench at 7 minutes and 35 seconds. I'm looking like, wait, if we're trying to make a run and try to, because you're trying to get into a defensive rhythm and an offensive rhythm. And I thought that him bringing him in with 3 minutes, and I don't like those kind of substitution patterns, not for a $50 million guy who's our starter and our second best offensive player.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that those kind of substitution patterns, just don't really like them, but I don't know.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna respond to that. No, go ahead, Queen. You go first.
No. I was just saying I was the same. I felt the same way. I was confused with the substitution patterns too. Like, I didn't know what was going on for half that game. I'm like, what? Why are you doing this? But I'm trying to give him some grace. New system, new coach,
right?
New things. I'm trying to give him some grace. It ain't for me to understand. I guess now it's for them to understand.
I'll say what I want to say about it in a minute. I want to let Jay go. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
All right. So, thank you. So what I'm gonna say is yes and no.
Let me move this out your face.
For what was our whole thing with Tibbs, that he ran the starters, only the starters, ran them out, ran them into the ground, but it worked in a way that it got us to a certain level, and then when we got to the place where we needed to get to try to get to to get that promised land, they couldn't even lift their arms anymore. I think that Mike Brown saw that. Now what he's doing is he's over substituting. He's doing it with moments. Like, you could see a guy come in for 2 minutes, come out in 2 minutes, and I don't know if he's just experimenting to find out who should play with who, because there's only 5 and 6 games, and that's what he's doing. Or because I thought in the first couple games, comparably to Tibbs, he was pivoting well. Okay, I see these guy and this guy on the bench. I'm gonna bring this guy and this guy in because it looks like it should be that way. But now, a couple games later, and we see that we're not winning, and he's still doing the same thing. I think one of the things that happened to Clarkson was that in a first game or a second game, the first person brought in off the bench was Shamet, not Clarkson. And I believe in Clarkson is temperamental. He is a emotional player. He is wait, I thought I was brought in here to be the guy that comes in and does all these things, and you're gonna put in Shamet? Like, I think all these things are true, all of them. That he pivoted well. Now he's over pivoting. That they brought in Shamet, which did something to Clarkson. That Yabusele came to New York and said, "Oh my God, look at all these restaurants," and like, and when you're a Knick, you get it on the arm, you get all that food on the arm. You don't even gotta pay. You just tip. So, and he don't get his bread to him. He probably don't. I'm not gonna say how he tips, but the fact of the matter is that we are trying to find. We went from having no bench, 21 points off the bench last year, to what we thought was a way better bench. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We don't know. Can you honestly sit here right now and say, we know for a fact that Clarkson's not going to warm up? Do we know for a fact that Yabusele is not going to trim down, get better, do it? We don't know those things yet. But it's not like it's 6 games.
Right.
I really wish. I agree with you 100% on what you said just now on not having Cat in the game at crunch time. That bothered me. That bothered me. But besides that, this man is trying to figure out. Remember, not only are these players new, he's new.
Right.
Here. Not to the game of basketball, but here. And he's trying to figure out who to put with who and where to put with that. Now, also, that probably should have been figured out before the season started and all that. But you can't do that. In game situation, things change. And he's trying to figure out how to utilize the people that he has to work with. And it also depends on who has how many fouls and who's done what in the game, how many threes they missed. All these things go into why certain people come in and they stay longer or they come out quicker. I really believe that Yabusele is going to trim down. How much he's going to trim down? How much do we want? We want him to trim down enough where he gets some lift.
The problem is that we want to say, and you hear in multiple interviews and coaches and players, you're a professional.
Yeah.
If you're a professional, that means that you are prepared for the season, entering the season. Not just I play into shape during the season. You come in prepared. If you want this kind of money, you know what I mean? What are we paying him? A couple of what? 6? Is it 6 million? Is it 6 million for the? Is it 6 million?
I think so.
Yeah, per.
Yeah.
I think he got 212, 2 for 12.
Listen,
right?
listen. Give me if you're saying to me, hey, listen here, I'll give you 100,000. Just come in shape. I'm gonna come in shape because that's what you're prepared and that's your job and what you're here for and you've been brought here. So this being 285 with a with a BBL booty on him, nah, this is not cutting it. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question. I didn't follow Yabusele in Philly, so I couldn't tell you nothing about this man. But Was he not this size over there? I don't know.
No, he
Did he?
wasn't. He wasn't.
He wasn't.
No, he
So
20,
what
wasn't.
he?
20 pounds lighter.
He was 20 pounds lighter with
20
Okay,
to 40
I'm just curious because I like I said I didn't follow him. I don't know.
I honestly, Tori, I didn't know either.
Because
As we
I
started
felt
talking, I
like
found
they
out.
said he played all summer. So I feel like how you gain 20 pounds playing basketball all summer.
Honestly,
Like
it's a mystery because he
I
played in
feel like
Europe
it's a lie.
also.
I feel like it's a lie.
Really, it's actually impressive how
Yeah.
much weight he gained in such a short period of time playing that
Yeah,
much
'cause-
basketball. It's actually crazy.
Exactly. Yeah,
Like
because
I'm
it's
like,
harder
how
to
did that
gain
even
weight in
happen?
Europe.
Right.
It's
Yep.
much harder to gain weight in across seas. Our
Right.
food is,
That's
different over here. You know what I mean? More
yes.
pasteurized foods. So I don't.
Right.
But it must be when he was here. I don't know, but
There's no doubt
he,
about it.
you
They
know,
put in the food here.
yeah.
I mean, I'm a night eater, right? Maybe he's a night eater. That's bad. You eat at night, then you lay down, and that's how you gain weight.
Hey,
I'm not
That's
joking.
exactly-
Last year I was 135 pounds. This year I'm 270. I don't know what happened. All right, I don't know what happened,
crazy.
but
You gotta stop hanging out with Yabu. That's all I'm
I
saying.
was with him, so that's how I know. That's how I know
Put
he's
the-
a night eater.
Put the oxtails
Oh.
down,
Let
man.
me,
No oxtails.
before I lose my train of thought, I just want to piggyback off of what you said a little bit with with the bench and the substitution patterns. I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's not getting production out of anybody. So you keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking until you find the production. Because
That's
there
what's up.
hasn't it's 5 games. I mean, we only 5 games in, but in these 5 games, no one has really consistently been scoring. And I feel like Jordan Clarkson is getting a bad shake from the fans because he's not getting consistent playing time. But he had 4 shots yesterday. He was 1 of 4, correct?
I'm not great.
2 of those shots was
Yep.
heaves from 3 points, with from 3 pointers with a hand in his face and the shot clock running down.
That's
So
right. The
now,
shot clock running down.
Yeah.
now you
I
looking
agree.
at it and going, oh, he only shot 1 for 4, but 2 of those shots was here go the ball with 3 seconds left and the guy on your back, and you got to heave it up. Like
That's
I
a
don't
fact.
think he's getting a fair shake, and I don't know why he's not using him consistently, because with street shooters, they gotta shoot. They gotta play. And if that's what you brought him in here for, then let him play.
Oh. Mhm.
I
Like
mean,
this, I mean, you're not getting production from anyone. So
No.
if you might as well let the guy play. That's all I'm saying. You got to give him an opportunity to be better if you want him to be better.
I think that's
Oh,
fair.
And
That's
he's
fair.
not, because he's getting 4 shots. He's coming in sporadically during games. It's never, and I don't feel like he's putting him
Yeah.
in a position to do good.
To
Like
succeed.
you
Yeah.
putting him in, you pulling him off the bench when the Knicks are in a slump, like they're in a scoring slump already, and you putting him in, and you expecting him to be a spark when he hasn't been a spark for the last 2 games. You putting a tremendous amount of pressure on him, and then when he don't go out there and score automatically, you yank him out and put him right back on the bench. Then you don't see him no more for the half.
I
You know
think
what
that's
that does to your mental?
I think
That's
that's why
what,
he
that's
was
what I'm
upset
saying.
yesterday,
Mental
visibly
strength.
upset because of the
Like
fact
you
that he got the
can't,
limited minutes and the shots he is taking are those heaves, like you said, Tori.
right? Like you can't expect somebody to do good if you don't put them in a position to do so. They basketball players, but they also people. Like you want this guy to be good for you. You know what? Show him a little loyalty. So what he doing? He ain't doing too well. You know what? Put him out there anyway. Who else is scoring off the bench? Nobody. Deuce
True.
occasionally. I'm the president of the Deuce fan club. So Deuce occasionally comes out there and gives you some points, but it's not him, and Josh is not scoring coming off the bench, and Yabusele's not scoring coming off the bench, and you're not using the rest of your guy. I mean, Kolick is doing okay. He coming out, he's more of a facilitator, but he's knocking
Right.
shots down when he's open. I mean, but for the most part, you don't have any consistent offense coming off your bench, and you're not gonna get it if the guy that you brought in here to be your scorer is not playing.
That's a
I
fact.
get that he trying
That's true.
to figure his offense out, but at some point you just got to go with your guys. You know this is going to be the guy
Right.
you're going down the stretch with, so let him play.
But did we bring in actually real, when we think about it, we brought in players that have some talent, but did we actually bring in complementary players to the actual starters You know what I mean? Because the starters are still definitely getting minutes with the backup, with the bench. But did we actually bring in complement players that complement our starters?
Well,
I'm not
I'm
sure if
gonna
we did
say
that.
yes about Jordan
technically,
Clarkson because I'm sorry,
Yes.
Ron. Go ahead.
no, I was
Go
just gonna,
ahead.
no, it's okay. I was gonna say technically we did.
Yep.
So, look, Jordan Clarkson fills the need of what you thought you needed. You needed somebody who could score off the bench and can go in many different ways. He can give you the average of 15 points a night, or, you know, he might have a night we drop 25, 30, you know, depending on how he,
But in this system.
right. No, in any system, Clarkson
Okay.
can score. He's just a chucker. So some moments, some days he's just like he never seen a shot he don't like. But Jordan Clarkson for his whole career has been a dude who could get buckets. The fact that he is struggling to get buckets here is more about him just not knowing how to be comfortable in his current role and also getting less touches as a player because he's been used to being in Utah, being the second or third option behind Lauri Markkanen. And so now he's coming here and he's like the fourth, fifth, whatever, you know, it's tough and less minutes, right? You got less time to be able to produce what you can normally do. But the person who I thought would fit this Knicks system even better was Yabusele because of Yabusele's ability to be someone who's a spark plug. Like Yabusele's, you know, can come out of the, you know, we've seen it limited. He can dunk on you. Like he would just come out of nowhere and just grab a dunk or knocking down threes. The dude shot 38% from three last year. You would never guess it if you just looked at him this year because he's not hitting anything with consistency, but he can shoot. And it's not a one-off either. He shot good from three the year prior to that as well. And he shot good overseas. So he can shoot the three. He's just lost right now. And that extra weight, I don't know where it came from. But let me do these two things real quick. And then I got a couple PSAs. But hold on one second. Thank you for the generous super chats. Mr. Silk Sultan in the building. What's going on, Silk? He said, Ron, I heard on the Philly podcast, Yabu came in on Philly at 273 and worked down to 263. This is who he is. So that's interesting. He comes into the season heavy, and then as the season goes on, he loses weight. That's wild. You don't usually see that too much because it's kind of hard to lose weight while you're playing, traveling on flights. You got to get your rest. You don't really have there's not like a lot of practice time to really burn calories. You know, you're just playing games. That's interesting. That's a little different. But if that's who he is, we're going to find out. Maybe 2 months from now, we'll be looking at Yabu and like, oh, Yabu looks a little better out there. I hope that's the case. We'll see. I don't know. But it's interesting. Thank you for that, Silk. Shout out to Humberto De Lejos in this house. Let's go. What's going on, brother? He says Chicago has been playing together for 2 years. Let's enjoy the process before complaining. That's a fact because Chicago looked like they didn't miss a beat last night. Like, it wasn't hard for them at all. They didn't have to they just played the game. And the Knicks are like thinking on the court, trying to figure out what to do, where to be, how to move the ball. You know, shot clock violations shows you that. When you have to shoot the ball at the end of the shot clock to avoid a violation, it shows you that there's too much going on in the offense. It's not free flowing. You know, it's taking too much time to get to what you got to get to. So, yeah, the Knicks are a work in progress, and it's going to take a little time for them to get it right. But it's going to happen. It's just other teams are going to look better than us while we're still on learning how to do it. Appreciate you once again, Silk. Thanks, Humberto, for that. So I had a couple quick PSAs. First off, I know we're talking about what can the Knicks do, and I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if we see like somebody like Diawara, because Mike Brown.
Why haven't we?
Well, because there's so many different, like Mike Brown owes it to these players to give everybody a shot. He's got to see what they got, give them their moment. This is the honeymoon period. You don't get many of these.
Right.
New coach coming to a new team. This is your honeymoon period. He's got to give guys a different shot. He's given. I don't want to say Clarkson and Yabusele. They were supposed to play, but he's given Kolek a chance to play. He's given Shamet a chance to play. He put Shamet in the starting lineup, and Shamet rewarded him by playing good that day, even though we lost. But he's given these guys. Huck Porty's kind of been a little lost. He gave him a couple shots early, and now he's kind of trailed away from him. Tonight, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, tomorrow night, I wouldn't be surprised if Huck Porty gets into the game. even though Mitch is back. But I wouldn't be surprised if Huck Porty may gets or Diawara get some minutes to see if the size can combat some of their stuff. Because the one thing about the Bulls, not only are they have good size. They're not that much bigger. I just did the thing and looked at their size. There's 6'4", 6'2", 6'1" guys on that team in the backcourt. But they have good size. They're a little bigger as a team slightly than we are, but they're a lot more, they're younger and they're athletic. So we'll see what Mike Brown does to switch it up. But in the meantime,
Ron, is what you call it hurt? Dadier? He was in street clothes.
Tori, he's not hurt. I was just talking about him earlier. I was like, is he hurt? Because I'm like, what's going on?
I think what happened is
he's getting prepared to be traded.
Well, I think that last night, after the game, like 30 minutes after the game, they picked up his options. Maybe there was like a little window there where he like legally couldn't play or something.
Oh, that could be true. And then, go ahead. Yeah, Tori.
You said they picked up, what they do?
They picked up his option.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now
that's his fifth-year option, though, right?
Yeah, it's the fifth. No, is it 5 years already?
No, but I'm saying, but that's usually when they pick up your options. Is the additional year? I thought.
Third year.
It's a third-year option.
Oh, third-year option.
Going into his third year.
Oh, okay.
I have a question for all of y'all. Somebody, and I can't remember who it was. It wasn't in this chat, but it was someone else. This being the age of social media and everybody being involved and all over their phones and all in the middle of everything, do you think that all the trade rumors are getting to these guys?
Oh, 100%.
All of it does, bro.
Let me tell you something. That I'm gonna tell you this as a man, that there's this myth that, especially with like, a man's man and all this stuff, that we don't feel and we don't pay. That's complete BS. All right. The fact is that if your name is linked to trade, your brain will automatically go to, they think I suck, or they don't want to use me, or they're not happy with my production, or what the hell am I doing wrong? And you're talking to yourself in the mirror at night, like, what? Damn, I thought I was brought in here to be this, and now they ready to trade me. And I'm telling you that even that Shamet move over Clarkson, things like that, those type of things will destroy a man's mental. Or
right.
Person's,
go ahead.
Or a person's mental. So I do believe that when you hear, like, I'll give you the good one. Maybe, I don't know if you're heading this way. The whole Giannis thing, right?
Right.
Now, Cat has been playing pretty good basketball. I don't think he's been playing the type of basketball that he could play fully. Did it hurt him in any way that he was at the center of a we want somebody else trade? I mean, he's getting the rebounds, but is he really doing the same things that he was doing in his first few games? You know what I'm saying? Like, he was fluid from that long three. To brick two open ones? I don't know. Maybe something's going on with that. Brunson too. I think it happens to everyone.
He still does have a nagging injury though as well. Yeah, Cat has his thigh. His thigh is still not healed.
It's true. But I think you're right. I think the trade rumors and stuff does affect you, especially if you're not used to being in them, or if this like somebody like Deuce. Do I think that it affected him at one point? Yeah, but do I think it affects him now? No, because Deuce is every year in trade rumors because he's a valuable asset with his contract and what he does. And I think he just understands it to be, until I'm traded, I ain't going to stress it because I'm still here. For Deuce, it's different. But somebody like a Dadier being brought up in trades, maybe it does affect him, especially Dadier has yet to really show what he really can do. He's had good moments, but as far as Dadier has a lot of potential to be a really interesting player for the Knicks. And he hasn't really had a chance to show all his facets, right? Like we've seen him go on a little hot streak where he shot some threes, but in that game, then we don't see him play the good defense that we know he can play. Flip side, we see him play some good defense, but then he's struggling with his shot. Like we haven't really seen him put it all together and show what he could do And that's got to weigh on him because he knows, hey, I'm a young guy. I can play. I've been playing overseas. I'm coming here. I'm a rookie, but I'm not really a rookie. I've been playing. And then I'm struggling here when I know I'm better than this. And then you guys are putting me in trade talks now. I'm sure it's not easy for him. And you got a new coach. Everything is like it's got to be tough. But also, I also do know that teams do that thing where, sometimes, they gotta. You can only have certain amount of active players on the roster at a time. So some people got to be in street clothes. So Paco might be the street clothes guy.
Somebody pointed out.
Yeah, but if you're asked to be in street clothes, that can mess you up.
Well, that's true. But go ahead, D-Rex. What?
Well, Prezi said there's a limit on how many players can dress for the game.
Right. That's what, yes.
And I do want to point out, like, the individual context. I think it's very important to acknowledge what Ron is saying is that, like, these guys do not just materialize on the team from nowhere with no context. They got to look at what they're used to. So Josh Hart went from like a journeyman, fringe bench guy to being a starter that could literally take a dump on the court and Tibbs would still give him 40 minutes. He could literally do anything he wanted, and he would still be celebrated and play through any number of mistakes. And now he has to deliver in a certain amount of time, in a new system, score points with a broken finger, this, that. And for example, Dadier, he was a champion. The reason why he was a first-round pick is because he won a tournament for all European players under the age of 20 in Belgrade. It's ANGT. It's like Adidas Next Generation Tournament. So as we know, Europe is like the hotbed for developing talent right now. He wins a tournament for every European country, where Jokic and Doncic, these guys all play, beats all these teams, comes here, gets drafted. Then he plays the least minutes of any first-round pick. And then the new coach comes and he sees his friend get a start. And just as a small example, look at how the fan base treats Diawara versus Dadier. And really, their numbers is not much different. And I'll give you the perfect example of this. So Diawara in his start versus the Hornets was a plus 12. And we're throwing parades for him. He's amazing. We can't wait to start him, this, that. Dadier, when he played versus the Timberwolves, was a plus 13. And still, he's a joke. You could never say his name, and he's garbage, and you should never see him play, and blah, 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 blah. And of course, it bothers these guys. Everybody could be bothered by that. What do you think Yabu when he goes and types Yabusele into Twitter? You think he's like throwing a party? Hey,
I think Yabusele should never look at Twitter this whole season. Stay away from that. You don't want to see what they're saying.
But I'm just saying, you have to look at the actual context that they're in and how it's affecting them, of course. And one last example. Sorry.
Our guys got so much to deal with now. Not only are they in a new system, got a new coach, and then they got this whole fan base just crashing out. And they in 1,000,001 trade talks. Like, they got a lot to overcome this season.
And it's New York.
Every player, like, you would think that, say what you want, right? And say what you want about Josh Hart. But you would think somebody like him earned the spot on the club. And I'm not saying anybody isn't tradable. You can trade anybody. But for him to wake up in the morning and see his name involved in 1,000,001 trade talks got hurt.
I'm telling you, it definitely hurts.
And he wait a minute. First of all, y'all putting me on the bench, and now y'all want to trade me? Like, I didn't do enough. I mean, sacrificed his body for an entire season.
Right. And last year, Tibbs had me playing like almost 40 minutes, and y'all want to get me up out of here?
It got to be weird. Like, he seems so off, and I know he hurt, but he just don't. He seemed like a shell of himself. These
Josh Hart.
It's true. No,
he really does. He doesn't even look happy.
That's why
he just seems like a shell of himself.
I think that's why Clarkson is like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you just watch the highlights of the game, he was so uncharacteristic in how many times people cut behind him, and he missed it completely.
Yeah,
even Cat don't seem he don't seem like himself either. Like, I
was just gonna say that
they all gotta learn the system and play the, like, I get it, it's new, they all got it, but it's just guys are not thriving. Like, and they're gonna do it immediately. But at a point, you're looking at these guys and they just look dejected during the games, and I'm like, dang, pick your head up.
We gotta understand that this is par for the course story. This is what happens.
No, I get it. I get it, but it ain't fun to watch.
Clarkson's tough. Yeah, Clarkson's tough because he had a lot of options to go other places. So
and he wanted to come here. He chose.
Yeah, exactly. He chose to be here, and then you get here, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. You know what I mean? So that's got to be tough for him.
And I know Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say this real quick before I forget, because I'll let you go, Tori. Is this the other thing too about Clarkson, which is double the whammy, is he came here also not just because of the Knicks. I mean, him and Josh Hart are very cool. They came into the league together, right? And I think was Clarkson on New Orleans at ever? No,
they were on the Lakers together, right?
They were on the Lakers together,
They were
right?
on the Lakers.
Lakers.
together. I know
Yeah.
that.
Lakers, I believe.
Yeah. So anyway, but the point is, so you say, hey, I mean, I really wanted to come to the Knicks. I like what you guys are doing. It's New York. You know, I love fashion. This is my, you know, my town. I'm always there anyway. And I get to play with my guy, Josh Hart. But you come here, you're getting limited minutes. You don't know your role. And the guy you came to play with, who's been a Knick, is struggling with no role and having the same issues. You're like, yo, what did I do here?
He's sitting right next to you on the bench.
Yo, what's happening?
Right.
Yeah.
I did want to make one
Go
small
ahead.
point, sorry, just because I feel like it's encouraging. So Baylor Shireman, who is a solid rookie last year for the Celtics, he, in his first stint, went 1 of 15 from deep. And then in the month of March, he went from 1 of 15 to 15 of 32. So out of nowhere, he went from 0.67 3-point percentage to 0.469. So some of these guys, like, you just have to give them the chance to, like, actually get into their groove. Like, the two perfect examples is Dante DiVincenzo and Isaiah Hartenstein. The same way how you bring up some of these names, people are like, oh, they're a bomb, they're whack, they're trash, they can never play. We were having the same conversations about DiVincenzo and Hartenstein 2 seasons ago. They did not start off they didn't instantly become the 3-point god of the Knicks, DiVincenzo, the first minute he played for the Knicks. And Hartenstein people were saying he's a bum, he's a G League, he's never going to leave the G League, he's whack, he's trash. He had a few terrible games for the Knicks when he first started playing. And then Mitch got sick. One day he got a real chance to step up. Lo and behold, I mean, you have to show some of these guys a little bit of grace. But to your point about Clarkson, look, he's not out there for defense. And I've been critical of him, but at the same time, like when they gave him the whole thing with the Tims and not have given anybody that award last night. They have to keep the Tims as far away from that locker room last night as possible because nobody deserved it. But when he does play solid defense, I've credited him. The organization has credited him. But if he comes out and he bricks 4 threes, he's a streaky shooter. He's a defensive liability. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some kind of accountability there, but I still also believe you should show people grace. And it is a very difficult thing. But it shouldn't be, with raised expectations, there's more of a microscope on the team.
Right,
So,
right. And shout out to Jet Life for Life. He said, I'm starting to miss Tibbs, and I think some of the players are too. I
You're
think
not.
I don't think
I
that.
don't miss him.
I think that the players are missing comfortability. They're missing the fact that they've been playing the same system for 5 years and they knew exactly what to do and what to expect. And now they're learning something new, and it takes time for them to get it down and for them to get comfortable in the system. This is nothing new. This is just something that they have to go through until they get it right. Every team goes through this. It's just that it's the Knicks time right now. We have to just let it. We got to watch it play out. They have to watch it play out. And Mike Brown just has to do a good job of cheerleading. He's got to keep building these guys up while they're learning on the fly, letting them know that, look, this doesn't happen overnight. I need you to buy in, but I understand that it's going to take some time. There's going to be some nights, which he's already said in the after press conference, after interview, like, some nights we're going to look good, some nights we're not going to look good. He knows that this is a process. It's going to take time. And as fans, we have to know it's a process too, being that we're supposed to be the smartest fans in all of sports, right? New York fans supposed to know how it works. We got to understand that, yes, we may be frustrated. Yes, we may be hungry for a championship because we've been waiting for over 50 years. But the bottom line is it's not going to happen overnight, no matter what we do.
Exactly.
So we got to wait. We got to wait and let it happen. Now, a couple things. First off, I wanted to say, with regards to the league average, right? When we talk about last night's game, I know we're focusing on the defense and how bad it was, but I think we're also downplaying that the offensive system worked last night. I think we're really downplaying that. We're not acknowledging the league average for offensive field goal percentage is 41% around the league. The Knicks shot 50% last night. Okay. The league average for 3-point shooting percentage around the league is 38.7. The Knicks shot 40% from 3 last night. None of those things are just, hey, it is what it is. The Knicks played a hell of a basketball game offensively. Okay. Defense, we know. I just want us to understand there's something really good. Finally, we're starting to see it. Give it more time so it can be consistent. But the Knicks are going the right way.
Last
Well,
season, we said
earlier we
give
played our
Tibbs
best
30 games.
offensive game while playing our worst defensive game.
Right. It's
And
got to put it all together.
Those two combined make
right.
a loss.
And that's why I said we haven't played a complete game yet this season. It's always
Mhm.
either
Yeah,
we've done one
I
thing
agree
right
with
and not the other, or we've done it all right for a half and not any other half. So we just got to get it all together. But even though we lost, I still feel like we turned a little bit of a corner last night because they didn't get, there was no third quarter of doom. We outplayed them in the second half. And they look good for a long stretch in that second half.
Right.
Just not good enough to win at the end, but they did look good. There wasn't, I'm not as down on that loss as I think everybody else is.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an
It's
embarrassment. The Bulls have
right.
they've been playing great all year. They're
And
5-0
they
for a
keep saying
reason.
that we gave up 130, we gave up too many points, but that 135 points is not indicative to what happened. They got a lot of garbage points at the end, that and one by OG, and those are points that came in garbage time that don't really count. Like we wasn't playing, like the game was over and they were just scoring. Like it wasn't, we didn't give up 135, but it is what it is.
I thought we would win just because of Kobe White not playing. He's been a Nick killer. So I thought him not being in the game, I thought maybe, you know what I mean, we would.
But their offense is not star driven.
Right.
They have a high assist. You know, there is no one guy who kills you, even if he doesn't go off, which is why it's whatever. The main point I wanted to say is last season we were not off to an amazing start either. Everybody said no matter what happened or what team smoked us or what team we beat, give it 30 games and then we can make an assessment. I don't know why we're not doing that with this team. Like, yes, there's warning signs. Yabusele is not going to become an amazing 30 games from now. That much I can tell you. But there has to be some period of like, okay, you look at what's right, what's wrong. Yes, this is right, that's wrong. But blow up the whole team because they didn't win the first 5 games of the season is idiotic. Even if we did win, the Bulls are going to go 82-0 this season. Like,
you know who could fix this, D-Rex? I'll tell you right now who could fix this for the Knicks. Well, first off, let me just say shout out to Nick of Time Show. The Bulls were also had the best defense in the league so far. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things you got to think about. But the person
and we put up 125 points on them.
Right.
The best defense in the league, and we put up 125 points.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing to show.
Like,
this is the person that I think can fix this for the Knicks. And I don't know why you guys are being so selfish. You're not talking about him. And as Knicks fans, we got to do better. Where is James Najee?
On a milk carton, right? I see. There you go.
Like, where is he? James Najee, come on. Anyway, no, but seriously, I don't know where James Najee is. I think it's the craziest. I think he's being kept in the MSG basement somewhere. They got him tied up. They're making him watch videos. I don't know what they're doing with James Najee. Poor guy. But I did want to address the haters real quick. I'm going to have this going all year. It's my Knicks for Click Hall of Fame. And I got my first 3 entries. I wanted to show you who they are. And we're going to add. We're going to add as the season goes along. We're going to add more to it because there's a lot out there.
Oh, yeah.
Not these two, Ron, please.
They constantly hate on the Knicks, though. It doesn't matter what the Knicks are doing. It's constant.
Knicks, man. These are my guys.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
That picture just, I don't know what to do with that.
Because he's a certified a-hole.
He wins that award 100%.
And
100% certified.
Not to be outdone, you know, the king of Knicks for Clicks right here.
Oh, forget it. Get him off my screen, please.
Oh, I don't even like looking at him, bro.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
Man,
So I'm
gonna tell you, he goes where the wind where the wind blow. He like that guy. If the Knicks are doing good, he would be pom-poms out. I'm telling you right now.
That's exactly.
Ron.
So long.
Let me add one for you, Ron. Shaq. Put Shaq on there.
Yeah, Shaq. You know what? I think I do have to add Shaq, and I have to figure out how to get Charles Barkley in there too, because they both have their moments. But don't worry, the list is going to grow because there's a lot of them out there. They're going to all get their time. If no one else acknowledged you, I definitely will. I'll let you know who they are. But yeah, man, listen. I just want to say, guys, this is going to be one of those times where Knicks fans have to implore patience. We've got to do it. We're not even a third of the way into the season. We are talking about 5 games. Everybody's jumping out the window. Everybody's very passionate about what they've seen. But it's just so much more basketball to be played, man. So many things can change. I just let's give it some time. Let's just understand. I know some fans just don't want to keep saying it because they don't want to try to defend their team when they know we're 2-5. Like, 2-3, and they're like, oh yeah, we're better than this, and they don't have the proof yet. I get it. Don't worry, we are better than this, and it's going to show. Take the wins that we had earlier in the season as, first off, none of this makes sense. It's the beginning of the season. Everything's all over the place, guys. We beat the Cavaliers the first game of the season. Cavaliers are like 4-1, right? Or no, 4-2. 3-2, right? We beat the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics beat the Cavaliers? Like, come on, man. This is all over the place. It's early. Let it relax. Let it marinate. We're going to be fine. It's going to be okay. JJ said, Ron, what's the number of games before you start getting nervous if we keep playing this way? I'm never going to get nervous because I've seen the Knicks play too much, and I've seen the bad Knicks. Like, you guys, some of y'all, the young people especially, are spoiled. Y'all don't know what bad Knicks are. Okay, this is beautiful to me. I'll take it all. I'll take all these wins and losses up and down Jekyll and Hyde played compared to what I saw 15 years ago. This is okay. All right. But I will say, at the 20 game mark, if we are not above 500, then I would be concerned. I would be worried.
Say that again.
That's it. That would be the only time when I'm like, yeah, you know what? Trade deadline gonna be interesting. Then I'd be like, okay. But no, that's it. We're gonna be all right. It's gonna be fine, y'all. Prezi says Ron is funny. Give it some time. We need instant results. Talking about delayed gratification, instant like mashed potatoes. Yeah, man. Listen, instant mashed potatoes are all right, but nothing like the real deal. So we gotta let it cook. No self-respecting Southerner makes grits in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? That ain't real. You saw my cousin Vinny. It takes more than 5 minutes to make grits. Just saying. Like, we're gonna be all right.
You gotta say you gotta
it
use
does,
the word,
but
you
I
said
will
a grit.
eat those 5 minute ones.
Yeah, a grit.
A grit.
Grits for the win every time.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, they take more than 5 minutes, but I will eat the 5 minute one. I promise.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I will too. I got some in there. Anyway, whatever. Shout out to APAP. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said Latoria B, MSG, hire her. Facts. Listen, you guys have been fantastic today.
Yeah.
You've been fantastic today. I think the conversation has been really good. The only thing I want to touch on real quick before we go is, and I'll get your final words right after that, but is tomorrow evening's game. I don't know, maybe it's a 6 o'clock game. I don't remember. But the bottom line is we're playing the Chicago Bulls once again. How do you feel knowing that the Knicks did put up 125 points, looked good offensively, but they looked terrible defensively? To me, I usually would wait, but I'll say it. I think the Knicks are in a good position to win that game because they already showed something on offense, and they know, listen, they got film. Like instantaneous, they can say, "Oh man, we gave this guy a good look. Josh Giddey was going to his right all game. We could do." I think the Knicks can turn it around quick and win tomorrow's game because of the way it plays out, and they already have the film of seeing what they did wrong. How do you guys feel, Jay? What's your thoughts on tomorrow's game versus the Bulls?
If we play like we played last game, we lose. Period. And also, let's not forget this. People save up their best game always for the Garden.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. And if they had a good game versus last time, they're going to come into this game trying to destroy us. So I agree with you. I do believe that we have a really good chance to win this game. I hope to God, and this is not like the final word, so I'm just answering this question, right? Just a question thing. All right. Mm-hmm. So the answer is that we play that 110 defense, and we play that 125 offense. We should win. And I believe that we will win, but we can't let them just keep doing what they wanted to do. We can't. So, yeah, I believe we could win the game.
Yeah. All right.
All
All
right.
right.
I mean, I got a lot more to say, but this is like.
Well, I'll get when I get around to get your last thoughts.
Yeah. So
What you think, D-Rex? How you feel about tomorrow night's game?
Well, I think it's an interesting test. Honestly, it's weird because it's a series. We have like kind of an almost mini playoff series in the season, becoming quite an interesting test, early test of the team. For me, I think Ron hit on an interesting point early on, is that there is a certain amount of basketball politics that goes on to decision making, because you can't have 3 veteran signings in the offseason and then they play 1-2 bad games and then they're benched and they never get a chance to play ever again. First of all, they're here until the trade deadline, whether you like them or not. Even they play, let's say they're a minus 100 every game. They're here. They're not going anywhere until the trade deadline. So between now and then, you have to have, at least as far as the coach-player relationship, a bare minimum of a good relationship with them. But at the same time, we're on a 3-game losing streak. In the last 2 games, Bucks Manly, we lost. It was a blowout just in transition points. This game was less about transition and more about the paint. Actually, that's really where they killed us, which is ironic because their paint protection is bad. The protection is not so good. But for me, we just extended Pacome Dadier's contract yesterday. People could say that he's garbage, he's trash, and laugh at the mere mention of his name. The Knicks are financially committed to him. We looked small yesterday. Nobody could look at that game yesterday and tell me that the height difference was not 1% a factor of why we lost. At least 1% you have to grant. So, and that's why I said it's a rerun of the ECF. They're more athletic and they're taller than us. It is an issue. And we can keep saying we need young wings, we need athleticism. That's what you have. Right now, that's what you have. Jordan Clarkson is not going to get 6 inches taller and 5 years younger by tomorrow. So I don't know what you're expecting.
I mean, I will say I don't want to stop you, but I will say I feel like the only place that I saw the height being a disadvantage for the Knicks was Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey is a tough one for any of these guys.
Herter. Also, Kevin Herter
is tough. Herter 6'6", which I mean,
because he was matched up against Deuce a lot, and then also the other one that was a problem. I can't remember his name. It was like Jalen something. They had 6'8" guy. But the point is that in the last 2 games we got cooked in transition, Bucks and Knicks, and even to the point to really belabor the point. So Doc Rivers himself was asked about why, because they reversed the sweep of us. We had no problem even with Giannis. We had a 5-1 win streak until the last game we just lost against the Bucks. And Doc Rivers was asked about this in an article in the New York Post. Here, I'll be for you. Here, I'll see what he said. Okay, Rivers also believes these Bucks who swapped out Damian Lillard and Brook Lopez to get younger and faster are better equipped to combat the Knicks. I just think we're more athletic, Rivers said. I think we can guard better. We can switch in better spots. So, you could say I'm crazy, don't know anything, play the kids, I'm insane. Doc Rivers said that they switched to a younger lineup to become more athletic in order to beat the Knicks, and it worked. That's a game plan right there. The Pacers did it. Even the Heat did it. Because even though they had Khalil Ware last season, they wasn't in the starting lineup, and he wasn't a super factor, but the fact remains that in the last 2 games, you had a second-year NBA player in the starting lineup, and we lost. So how many times can we lose like this and not at least try a difference? We're on a 3-game losing streak. The bench is not producing whatsoever. Not on offense, not on defense. Shamet, Clarkson, and Yabu in the Miami Heat game combined for 0 for 12 from 3. The only person of all the veteran sharpshooters, veteran win now that they have the veteran presence, the one person who did 3 in that game was Tyler Kolek. Out of all these sharpshooters. So we have to have some kind of point where the rubber meets the road, and you at least try to put these guys in there. Because to me, it's not hypothetical. You saw Diawara play with these guys in the starting lineup, and it made their lives easier. You need some height, some athleticism at some point. You can't be that at every single position. They're taller and more athletic and younger. Every single position, they have a height advantage and athleticism. It's not winning basketball in 2025. It's not. So I want to see. We can't do the same thing as we did Friday. I will call for the coach to be fired. If we do the same game plan, the same bench of these old veterans, who can't play no defense and can't score on this team, I will call for the coach to be fired at that point. I'm a Mike Brown guy. You need to try something different. It is very clear to me that we lack athleticism relative to these teams, and we lack height and solid defense off the bench. Not one of Clarkson, Yabu, and Shamet are good defenders, and Josh Hart is never played well against the Bulls. From last season, he never played well against the Bulls. And I'll wrap up my point with this. So in the last season that we played the Bulls, we lost all but one game. We went 1-2. The one game that we won was a total aberration, if you remember.
Was that the Mikal Bridges game?
It was a Mikal Bridges game, but even more to that point. So Josh Hart and OG Anunoby were injured. Precious Achiuwa started and played 46 minutes. Miles McBride started and played 42 minutes. And Ariel Hukporti played 17 minutes. And in a game that we won by 2, he was a +2. And if you recall, he had a really vicious block on Kobe White. And the only reason that game even went to overtime was because of that heroic block by Mikal Bridges on Vucevic. But that is the blueprint. We won one game against these people in the last 3-4 times we played them. And of all the people on the current Knicks roster, not to say Precious Achiuwa won us the game, but he started, played 46 minutes, we won. A younger, taller, athletic lineup of this Knicks team won. It's the only time we beat them. Yeah. So I don't know what to say.
Okay. You know? All right. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I agree that Mike Brown does need to continue to try to find competent answers. However, I don't know if after game 6 I'll be ready to fire him. I would say that he's already. I don't think this is a unique situation.
I was being hyperbolic.
No, I know. This is a unique situation for Mike Brown, and I think if Mike Brown had it his way, he wouldn't play all of these rotations the way he's doing it. I think he's doing it because he knows he's coming to a new team that has had success under the previous coach. So it's not like he's coming here to make a team. I mean, he is coming here to make the team to take the team further than they were, but it's not like he's coming here to take a team from this point to now we're a playoff team and we're better. This team was a playoff team. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's hard for him to come in and say, well, my way is the best way. I'm trying to teach you how my way can advance what we got going on right now and make you guys better. But he's got to give guys a chance to stand up and see who wants to play for a spot and play to be on this team in the active rotation. And I don't think that he would normally play all of these guys and try these rotations the way he is. He mixes and matches, but I don't think he'd do all of this. And I think at some point, maybe 10, 15 games, he is going to change this up and certain guys just ain't going to play no more. He's still going to have a good rotation, maybe expanding 9, possibly 10, but it'll be the same guys. He's going to stop with the experiment. But for now, I agree with you. He should try to mix it up and see what we got, because we still don't even know what we got, to be honest. We don't know if these guys are the players that we want them to be. They're young. Some of them might have some athleticism. We got to see them step up and show it. In the reference to some of these other teams that are playing young guys, some of them are out the gate rookies and they're just special talents. But some of these guys have earned their stripes and have had to play behind other people and learn. Ryan Rollins is killing right now from Milwaukee. Ryan Rollins was in the Warriors playing behind Steph Curry and practicing with Steph Curry and teaching him how to be a good NBA player. And now he's getting his moment. Certain guys are just but they had a chance to learn and they've absorbed it. Other guys, it doesn't always work. We saw who's the dude that I don't like that played right behind Steph Curry. They decided to trade him. Was it Jordan?
Poole?
Yeah, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is like, what is Jordan Poole? Everything I saw in Golden State, you would think Jordan Poole is going to be the next guy. Oh, he's the next Steph. He's the next Clay. This dude is nowhere near that now. I'm lucky. He's lucky he got a job, to be honest. I don't know what Jordan Poole is. So I'm just saying, like, we just got to let it play out. I do definitely think Mike Brown needs to give, like, tomorrow, I definitely want to see either a Hukporti or Diawara. I need to see one of these guys. And maybe it's tough with these two-way guys because you're losing eligibility. But I would love to see Jimison. Jimison's been doing some good things for us.
Yeah, I like the kid. I like him, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But whatever. Let me move on. Tori, what's your thoughts on tomorrow's game? How you feel?
I feel like we're probably finally going to snap this losing streak. I think we're going to win tomorrow. I agree with a lot of what D-Rex said, surprisingly. Surprisingly, I agree with a lot of what he said. But I think tomorrow we finally snap our losing streak. I think we get it together. Like I said, I really think we turned the corner in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Okay. Nick Nation, how about you, man? What's your thoughts on tomorrow's game? I know you saw some things that they definitely could do
Yes.
better. So
Yeah. I think two principles on it. One would be, let's see if they are still continuing to grow as a team and to get into their offensive sets to what I mean, for things to run a little bit more smoothly. If I'd like to see a little bit more growth of that, and what their defensive dynamics are and how they go about them. If I look again and see that we're playing a lot of players and all of a sudden that ball's in rotation again, and I see guys lazily not attacking them and not getting into their space, because I saw plenty of that. It's why it kind of disturbed me. If you're going to play that many players, when guys come in, you should be going at 110%, because if you're not getting those minutes, then what I mean, you shouldn't be tired. So if a guy's coming in, like you say, Yabusele, 4 minutes. So you know what? Give me 4 minutes of super energy. Deuce, you coming in? You got 10, 15 minutes? I want that full energy. I want you blitzing these guys. And then and another thing is, if I see, hopefully, if Josh Giddey is on that again, because if you don't, I'll say blitz him, double him, get that ball out of his hand at times. That's one of my issues. If you aren't controlling the thirds of the court when they are bringing the ball up, because they allowed him to bring that ball up and be dead center of the court, as opposed to at times funneling him to a third toward the baseline, which, I mean, it doesn't, their offense is not as smooth when you do that. What they basically did to us was sit there right there at the top of that paint, break open out the rest of our defense, spread us open, and take us one-on-one a lot. And that's how those driving lanes were created. You know what I mean? They would do a couple of down screens or screen, come off, and then, you know what I mean, and hitting three-pointers on us wide open. If I don't see any point of you trying to knock them off their tilt tomorrow as a coach, that's when I do have a little bit of problem with that, is that, hey, we just played them. It's familiar with you. This is game film and this is rotation point. I'm hoping that as they have a little bit more pride in themselves, and as you know what I mean, to be able to get that far to the championship last year, you got to have some heart and pride in yourself and take more pride and not allow a team to get 75 points on you basically in the first half and fight your way back to what's in here. Let's hopefully that they have a little bit more better play. It's Mitch's second game back. And on defense, hopefully he can, get a few more minutes and also be the captain to make the calls out on defense on where to shift these players. Hopefully, but I've been a little bit long-winded with it, but that is what I'm at least hoping to see in for tomorrow's game.
okay, hey, that works for me. So I want to ask you guys, being that this is pretty much the end of the show, I want to get to your final words, and we can leave on a nice positive note, because there's going to be plenty of time for us to lose it. Believe me, a lot of games. And
long season, folks.
Right. And last night's game against the Bulls was a loss, but it wasn't a bad loss, right? One of those or two of those is going to happen. That's what we're going to lose it. So let's enjoy what was the positives and go from here. Hold on one. You know what? I'm noticing something. Let me check this real quick, because I'm thinking maybe I don't think the sound worked. Hold on.
You got to get the unsolved mysteries.
Yeah, dude, I have sound on it. The sound's not playing. What is happening here, man? All this time I spend on this stuff. Okay,
you gotta have like the X-Files music or something.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I have to, if I do it manually.
You know what, Nick Nation? I was thinking of that in my head.
That's usually my thing. Hold on. If I can do it manually, hold on.
There you go.
Awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh, my boy, missing.
Damn, you had the carton in a dark alley.
It's rough out there in the streets, man. It's rough. I'm sorry.
Sure is.
Anyway, so Jay, your final words, my brother.
All right. Look, couple things. Take a deep breath, everybody. It's early in the season. People have to gel. I like to call it the Italian. Put it, gel up, lock it in. Make sure that you.
That's only Staten Island Italians.
Yeah, but that's not really. By the way, New York. That's like Jersey-ish. Anyway, yeah, Long Island, the sixth borough. But anyway, I mean the fifth borough. The truth is, that's funny you said that. I think that we are jumping the gun. I do think that because we are such a hurt fan base, that we are so quick to instantly be like, the sky is falling, everything's wrong, blah, 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 boom. It's a newish team. Hart was hurt, just came back. Mitch was hurt, just came back. We got to let these guys gel. At the 20 game mark, if we're not 13-7, 14-6, 13-7 is fair, I think, probably at this point. But I'm gonna say 14-6. We got something to talk about. Because this team is good enough to do that by far. And they gave us a hard-ish schedule to start off with, and no excuse at all. But I really think that they're doing injustice to Clarkson. Like, put him in, let him play for a good amount of time. We are missing that 6'9", 6'10", power forward guy. Last but not least, I don't like the double big man start off. There's no one to come in for the other. And once they both have 2 fouls or 1 foul right off the top, and they keep that, we're going to have this problem all year. If Huckapori doesn't show that he can be a solid backup, though I like the other, what's his name? Jemison. I like the way he plays, but we need a solid backup center. I think that we're a short team comparably to most teams, and I think a lot of what Rex said about that, what Rivers said, is very true. It's just very true, and that's really what it is. And we have to go out there and play like we want it, play like we are the team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals, play like we've been playing for years past. And I don't really see that fully yet. So I think take a deep breath. Let's see what happens. But I will say that when people come into the Garden, they bring their best game. So we have to step up and play our best game. And if we don't, then we have something else to talk about Monday night, or whatever day we speak next. So
This is true.
go New York, go. But now I don't think we should be so close to the edge of the ledge because it's early.
It is very early. I agree.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Jay. I think that's the way we got to think about it. It's not, listen, we're going to be here to criticize and talk about stuff that doesn't go well and what we'd like to see better. But we also got to keep in mind that it's a long season and we got to give this team time to learn what they need to do and execute.
One last thing. One last thing. Sorry. The Phoenix Suns are going to not have a great year, I believe. They have Mark Williams, Nick Richards. They have all the centers on their team. If we could somehow pull one of those, hopefully more like a Mark Williams, off of that team and put him on the back end of our bench, I would feel way more secure with this team. And I don't think we should let go of Matthews either from one of these guys. But that's another story for another day. Matthews would have been a great addition to this team instead of Shamet instead of Shamet, period. Instead of Shamet.
Yes, amen.
That's it. Instead of Shamet.
I agree.
I don't
There
know.
it is.
I don't know.
Oh.
Mhm.
This guy Shamit got some PR, bro. Let me tell you.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. He did play,
He knows.
play
He
pretty good
knows.
as a starter the other day. I'm just saying.
He almost just okay. I'll start off my closing remarks by responding to that. Yes, he did statistically play good as a starter. If you watch the fourth quarter, he bricked like 3 threes at that fourth quarter alone.
He's streaky. He's streaky.
I'm just saying.
But we haven't noticed the last game that Matthews played. He did not look good. He was streaky. I mean, he didn't shoot well that game. So that was the first time we got because he was hot all preseason. So, I mean, the guys are going to have it one day and may not have it the next. But I will say that definitely Shamet has to be better at hitting his shots. His follow through and his shot is not. It's a line drive shot to begin. There's no arc on it. So he really has to be fine tuned when he does it. Like that's why I think he slumps more than you'd expect him to slump with his shot, because it's a line drive shot. There's not a lot of arc to help out. Because sometimes you get the friendly rolls on a line drive shot. You don't get a lot of them friendly rolls. The arc gives you them rolls. It bounce off the front of the rim and just kind of bang in there. Brunson gets those. So, but anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, D-Rex.
No, you're good. Good. Definitely Matthews hype over Shannon. Sorry, Lynn. I just the reason why I'm so frustrated on here is because I really feel like this team can go the distance. I really do sincerely believe that. I have the utmost faith in our starters. Josh Hart is currently on the fringe. We have to see what happens there, especially at the trade deadline. If he shapes up, he should have gotten that surgery. I don't know. But for me, I'm not happy, but look, the Knicks were not going to go 82-0 this season. The Bulls, there's no team that's going to go 82-0. Every team is going to face adversity. People don't recall. In the last season, we had the almost opposite. Remember, we had a 9-game win streak. And at that point, the Knicks were already planning, the fan base was already planning the parade. They already were making the room in the shelf for their trophies, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the last season, we had a big losing streak right before the playoffs, right before the last final stretch. We had a couple game, I don't remember exactly what it was, 4 or 5 game losing streak. And I'm it objectively makes the most sense to front load your adversity. You want to be looking good in the end of the season and struggling. If you're going to struggle at some point, it makes the most sense to struggle in the beginning of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's get all these illusions about this team and who is good and who is bad, who can contribute and who can't contribute out of the way up front. Give every single person on the roster a real chance to contribute in real NBA games and sink or swim. If they stink, sorry. And if they actually contribute, great. Amazing. Then we have a new player that we didn't even know we had, or is better, or we find some things about them that we didn't know we had. And I, for one, am very glad. Admittedly, the upcoming games, we have the Wizards again. People also were not. The Bulls game is tomorrow, but then there's a back-to-back against the Wizards the very next day, the first back-to-back of the season. But that's not super competitive. We play the Timberwolves coming up. We play a couple of these other teams coming up. So I'm happy. We also have a rematch against the Heat coming up soon. So I'm happy that we are getting all the tough, punch us in the face right up front, and then we can scrap and understand who's actually good against what teams. For me, I've always been saying that this exact type of fast, young, athletic team, since the ECF, has been a thorn in our side that we can't seem to really consistently find a way to beat. So that's why I'm so on my high horse, if you want to say, about these young guys. But I am very optimistic that through the next stretch of, let's say, 10, 20 games, you will see a completely different Knicks team. Because we saw it last season. Last season, we didn't come out the gate swinging on all cylinders, whatever. So I'm not on the ledge. I'm not trying to trade any major players here. And, I mean, it's very difficult also to beat an NBA team twice in a row And also last season, we ended up in a position where we didn't have a home advantage. Like we played at home and we lost at home, especially in the playoffs. So if this year we suddenly have a home advantage and maybe we're a little bit worse on the road, whatever, I guess I'll kind of take it. You know, like I'd rather we actually have MSG as the place we can win at. You know, and it's a 7-game streak of games at home right now. So that's a lot of opportunities to get right and figure some stuff out. We have a game against Brooklyn in there. We have a game against the Wizards in there. So we have a lot of time to try and reconfigure and calibrate things. At the end of the 7-game streak, let's see where we're at. I'm not off the ledge just yet. And I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic. I hope we do try a lot of different things, but we'll see. Tomorrow is a big test for me.
Yeah, yeah. I like it. I mean, I think it's fair. It's fair. Tori, your last final words?
Like everybody else, I'm gonna be very patient and with this team because I know that it's new. Not a new team, but a new offense and a new coach. So, I would be a liar if I said I didn't jump off the ledge after that Miami game, but I had my parachute. So I landed softly because I
Glad
jumped
you brought
right
your
off.
parachute.
But I definitely had my parachute. So I had a very soft landing and I was able to brush myself off and remind myself that this is going to take some time. So I'm going to give these guys some grace because I think they deserve it. Like, I think I've seen enough in these 5 games, I've seen enough in spurts to know that when it comes together, it's going to be great. And I will stand on this. I do not see the Knicks being anything less than a 2 seed at the end of the season. I'm going to stand on it.
Okay.
I stand with you on it.
I'm going to stand on it. I just don't see if they can get it together. Because we've seen it in spurts. If they could get it together for a whole game, they're pretty much, they can run with anybody. So I'm just leave it there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at what you're saying.
I'm gonna just leave it there.
That makes sense. I'm with you on. Yeah, give it some time.
It's but this is game 6 and we're here and we have to talk each other down after game 6. It just seems so weird that this fan base, this one, that we got to talk them down. Like it's just weird to me. Literally last season, we in the first 11 games we lost 6 games with a coach we were with for 4 seasons. That was going into his 5th season here. So here we are with a coach in his first season, and we jumping off the cliff.
This is
exactly.
And me too, because I jumped. I'm telling you, I jumped with parachute. Though I had my parachute.
Just keep in mind, Tori, and everybody else. Look, when you jump out the window, I've already got the inflatable bed thing there. The fire department knows I got.
See if I know the ledge.
You ain't gonna fall and hit the ground. I'm telling you, you're gonna bounce right back up. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be.
I appreciate you,
my man, Ron the Savior.
All right. Yeah, I try, man. It's the least I could do. I've been doing this for a little while. I saved up a little money. We got the inflatable thing. It's cost me a grip.
And just before you move on completely off basketball topic, if anybody has any family or friends out in Jamaica, or if anybody, please, I extend some great, some prayers out to them because they got devastated by that hurricane. They were devastated. So
it's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah,
I have a friend that's family is out there right now, and he hasn't been in touch with them at all.
Right. So just
wow.
So
yeah, their systems. Like a few of my coworkers here was in the same exact boat. Like they couldn't get in touch with their family. All they telephone, their communication systems is down. Like everybody up in the mountains, they don't know. Like it was horrible. So if you guys have any family or friends, my prayers are out to y'all.
Yeah, that's definitely
good point.
And thank you for bringing that up, Tori. Shout out to everybody who may live or has loved ones, family members, friends, anybody in Jamaica. They're going through a lot right now. Natural disasters are terrible. It's man. There's nothing we can do about it. But it's tough to watch other people go through this. I feel sometimes I get a little spoiled, and some people ask me when I was young, like, why would I stay in New York? Everybody's got their thing. New York has its own thing, but when it comes to natural disasters, I think that was one of the things that kind of made me feel safe, and that's why I've stayed in this area. I'm like, because there's certain things we don't deal with too much, but it's really tough, man. Really, really sad. And prayers to everybody, all the families, and I hope the recovery and the everything going forward can be speedy and people can get back to living the way they were accustomed to before. The rebuild has to happen, and all the relief and stuff, rather than, not to get political, but all the other stuff we got going on with politics and the government shutting down. And hopefully they do the right thing for those people that are suffering.
Yeah, I didn't want to make a joke about it, but the only natural disaster we have in New York and other places is politics. That's the only other natural disaster.
That's deep. That's good stuff right there.
And that really sucks. Some prayers out to Jamaica. That's a good point. Thank you, Tori.
Nick Nation, my guy, your final words, my brother.
I think I'm gonna try to just not be as, like everybody said, be more patient, not as hyperbolic.
Mhm.
It might be a little tougher for me because of. Don't cut me off when I say this. I don't. But even though I'm a Knicks and Yankee fan, I'm going to say unfortunately, because such at an early age, 1975 is when I became, born in 68, but in 75 is when I became a Dallas Cowboy fan. So
Ron, I like him. I like him, but you got to cut him off now.
No,
get him off the screen.
No,
cut him off now.
Don't
cut
do
him
me.
off.
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. But I'll get a Nick a tattoo or anything. Ron, don't do me.
What are we doing here, man?
Matter of fact, I apologize deeply.
What the hell is going on here?
Play it 3 times.
Oh, Ron, see, that's what it is. That's why I'm sensitive.
You did that on purpose. Wait right now.
You know what I mean? I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive.
In the twilight zone, man. I'm like, what?
I'm sorry.
Everything.
Ron, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Hey, that was awesome. Hey, Ron, let me ask you a question. Out of all things that you thought he was going to say, was that one of the things you thought he was going to say?
I was not. Yeah.
Was coming. I was like, nah, I'm trying to. I thought it was going to be some basketball team. I'm like, don't tell me you was.
It was not on a bingo card.
No.
Right, that's not at all on the bingo card. I thought it was going to be like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Like the net.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. But you know what it is? It just shows you that I'm sensitive to losing all the time because I've been a loser for a long time.
I get it. I know. I get it.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean?
I'm not. I don't feel bad for you though.
No, you can't. Small violin. Small violin. Small, very small violin. Very small violin.
Well, you know what they say? Every dog has his day.
Yeah, that's true.
But shout out to you. You get it. Listen,
it's true.
And I am going to be someone who's a Met fan and understands everything that I've gone through. I gotta appreciate you for sticking with them Cowboys. I mean, listen, that's tough. All right,
that's it. I'm tough. But my final thing is that you know what I mean. We have a 7-game stretch at home. I will be definitely doing more of an evaluation at the end of that would be 12 games. And I think a 7-day stretch at home, hopefully we get from game to game. I would like to not just see us, hey, all of a sudden we're great, but micro improvements, small micro improvements. If we can then gain in this 7 games at home with practice in these facilities and better communication, hopefully in these 7 games, we will see small increments because then micro names become large. So hopefully, as a Knicks fan, I'm hoping just to see some forms of improvement. And more than anything, I think the spirit of the team. Because right now, those 3 losses, their spirits look. So, but otherwise than that, that's all I'm really looking for. Just small micro improvements. And you know what I mean? And I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm praying for luck as well, too. So, because a bouncing ball can go left.
We appreciate you.
Hey, wait. Look all the bulls out here.
Yes. Yo, I gotta tell you.
And I'm such a Nick of Time fan.
Sure anybody heard?
Wow, yo, Jay, don't do me like I'm such a Nick of Time fan. I've been looking at the what's name since I think I started really watching all these guys like really right before the pandemic point. and on. And like I saw you last night, Ron. I don't know if you saw me
Yeah, no,
in
I
there.
I saw you in the chat.
Yeah,
I saw you in the
yeah.
chat.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm very, but I can't believe that Jay would do me like that.
Man, once you found
Jay.
out you're a Cowboys fan, she's starting to look at you different, Bree.
Oh
But
man.
you gotta give it to him. He
Listen.
said it out loud in front of everybody. So I mean, you know,
With
That
my
was brave.
with
That was
my
very
with
brave.
my chest.
very brave.
my
With
Yeah,
your
that was
chest
brave.
out, with your
I
chest out,
appreciate you
you know?
for feeling comfortable enough in this space to share who you really are as a person. I'm
Who
glad we
I am. Accept me.
Right.
Please. I need to be helped. I need to be
we accept
helped.
you. And
Thank you.
there's a lot of
Thank
love
you.
for you, brother. But you didn't
Thank
leave
you.
the
Thank
sign
you.
as
Oh,
you came in. You
We're here
can't
for you.
my
Bro.
bad.
no
We're
Dallas.
here for you.
I'm old. I can't get my readers on. I didn't have my readers on.
I hear you.
I need my
We're
readers on.
here for you. It's gonna be okay, man. We're
Thank
gonna
you,
be
thank
all
you,
right.
thank you.
Yeah.
you.
Anyway,
That's so funny. Unbelievable.
anyway,
Tell Nick of Time Show I'm taking all my likes away.
oh my God, bro. That was like I was just not expecting that. That should have been like
At
a
all.
Halloween show, man. That was scary.
That's it. I'm real about it.
Nah, that's good though. That's good, man. I appreciate you. I'm okay. But I respect you. I respect you. It's okay. Well, listen, I want to say thank you guys. This has been a great show, fun, entertaining, good conversation. Even got Tory B to agree with D-Rex. Like, what do we have? What's going on here, folks? This is monumental.
Let's go, D-Rex. I was on your side.
Listen,
This is
even
great.
a broken clock is right twice a day, as they say.
That's
We're
right.
making long strides here. On Know the Ledge, on a day where all the fans are jumping out the window.
We got the piece of chords going.
Anyway, once again, guys, I want to thank you all for being here. Appreciate all of you. The chat has been on fire. Shout out to we got over 100. We've had over 190 plus people watching. Please smash the like button if you haven't already. Definitely subscribe. This has been a dope show, dope conversation. Shout out to the panel, Jay Chosen, D-Rex, Nick Nation, Tory B in the building. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support and the love and really chopping it up and being here for most of the show, man. All of you guys hanging in there and rocking with me. And I just want to say once again, you guys know, listen, the bottom line is, it is what it is. We're New York Knicks fans, and we are a fan base that, people hate us, people applaud us, people, envy us, but we also got to be the right type of fan base too for our guys. We got to be smart, we got to be intellectual, but we can be crazy and get a little wild, but we got to understand that this is only 5 games in the season. Tomorrow's game number 6. There's 77 games. Tomorrow's game number 6. Let's let it all play out and see what we really are before we start to say that we're fugazi, that we ain't real. We don't know yet what we are. Let's give it some time. Let's see what it is. You know what I mean? Everything that you think has to be proven right, or it can be proven wrong. Dante DiVincenzo was fantastic for us. I'm only thinking of this because my guy Jay did this. Dante DiVincenzo was fantastic for us. Minnesota wouldn't do the cat trade without him. They get Dante. Dante struggled last season. It wasn't an easy season. What is Minnesota doing this year? Since they don't know, they're starting him and playing him at point guard.
Right.
So they also are trying to figure out how to best use someone who has a talent, because they saw how good it was with the Knicks, but they haven't figured out how to use him either.
Right.
And he started off rough a little bit with them too. We started off rough a little bit with them because
that's
they
what I'm saying.
Exactly where to put.
Last year, if you look at last year's numbers compared to the numbers he had with the Knicks, you wouldn't even believe it's the same dude. I mean, it's night and day. So just things happen, man. It's sports, and it goes up and down, and you got to just really let it play out and figure out what works. But outside of all of that, no matter what, guys, the good, the bad, the ups and the downs, we are still Knick fans, guys. Let's not forget, we are still here. We are gonna be here. And as I always like to say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knick fans. We'll be back again, whether it be on Saturday at 11:30-ish. Today was a little wild. Don't mind me. I was actually putting together that graphical stuff, and there's no sound, so I wasted my time. But anyway, whatever. So shout out to me. This is for me. It did not work out the way I intended, so whatever. But yeah, man. Or you can catch me on Monday nights for SKF Weekly. Not this Monday. Next Monday, I'll have a special guest. Probably be the objective Knick fan. And by next Monday, possibly, I'm not sure, but it might be next Monday. John and Jose will be back. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, but not this Monday. But anyway,
If you ever need me, Ron, I'm available. If you
I
ever
hear
need me.
you, man. I know my guys.
Keep these Dallas Cowboy
I
fans
didn't-
out of here.
Hey,
Wait a minute.
I thought we was cool. I thought we
You
was
blew your
cool.
shot if you wanted that chance.
What
Right there.
happened? I thought we was cool.
You already got 2 strikes. You're a Dallas Cowboys fan, and you talk about Trey and Josh. I'm the president of Josh Deuce and Mid Fan Club, so you got 2 strikes with me. So,
It's a
No,
tough
I don't
you
think
can't
I.
come
No, I
back
didn't.
with
No. I didn't say discuss Josh though. That's not. That wasn't me. Not with
No,
Josh.
you didn't say that, but you also said Yankees. So
Yeah, but I'm definitely. You know, I'm definitely a Yankee fan.
No,
Yeah, I'm
no,
definitely a Yankee fan.
me.
I'm a Yankee fan. That used to
All
be
right,
McCoon's
you get
Park.
1
Why?
strike
You
because
know
I'm
what
a
I mean?
Yankee fan too.
Yeah, I'm a Yankee fan. That's for sure. I
This
practiced there as a kid.
Yeah, you ever been in
Nice.
one of those moments where you just like, oh, you love something so much, but you don't. You know, they say never meet your stars. Like, I don't know, guys. Don't tell me this stuff. I don't want to know about your Yankee fandom. Like, I like you guys. You know what I mean? Like, nah, hey, listen, we New York here. As I said before, this is the last thing I'm gonna leave you with, guys, with outside of my closing remarks. Never had an issue with the Yankees. I always had an issue with the fans. Yankee fans were disgusting back in the 80s and early 90s. They were crazy, and they poured beer on me. I went to a Yankee game that I was getting beer poured on me in the bleachers. I'm like, I hate y'all.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That's horrible. That's disrespectful.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
I had more. It was bad. 7 of us Yankees. We weren't even wearing Mets gear. Like
I wasn't either, because I knew not
I wasn't even wearing Mets gear. I went with a friend, and they were playing San Diego, and the guy hit something in San Diego. I was like, damn, that's a good play. I just said, damn, that was a good play. All of a sudden, I was this mother. I'm like, wait, you ain't gonna talk to me that way.
Yeah, that's ruined the Yankee experience. Yeah,
and that's it.
Now I know why I don't like
is.
y'all.
Yeah, that's crazy work. That's crazy work.
Yeah, Yankee
Yeah,
fans
that's
are
horrible.
brutal. Then nothing compared to what I mean. Listen, everything's different. Everybody's soft. Not that that's a bad thing. I'd rather people be a little bit more respectful. But Yankee fans were crazy back during those times. You get into what? That's why you didn't wear a Met hat to a Yankee game. You crazy? You be fighting. Nah, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Outside.
But anyway, yeah. It was crazy. All right, but like I said, thank you
like
guys.
Philly fans.
Yeah, Philly fans still do that stuff. That's why they can't win. They gotta get right. Well, the Eagles win, but whatever. I don't want to talk about it. I get upset.
Ron, before you sign off, I just want to say thank you for giving us a platform. Because it's good to be able to get it out, you know. Chop it up with Knicks fans and get your thoughts out. So
100%. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming up here and sharing the space with me and enjoying, talking about the Knicks and being able to be honest and let your feelings out and let us know who you are. And also, let me tell you something. Shout out to all of you guys up here and all the other people who have come up here in the past. It ain't easy to turn a camera on, put a mic on or whatever and talk how you really feel. There's a certain level of vulnerability there for your opinions and your takes, and some people might criticize it, some people might say things, but you ain't the one coming up here and saying it in front of everybody. So it does take a little bit of vulnerability, and it takes a lot of chutzpah and some stones to come up here and say what you want to say, not knowing how it's going to be received. So I appreciate all you up here today and all those who have been up here in the past and all those who will be up here in the future. Thank you for coming up here, being willing to share your Saturday with me, and say how you feel about your team and allow us to either agree or disagree and work through it. So thank you guys. Appreciate you for real.
That was incredibly well said with great words used, your adjective, whatever, your switch words, chutzpah and stones. It was really good stuff, man. You are really appreciated. And also for the panel, check the private chat for a minute for anybody who's on the on the panel real quick. I think you're all fantastic. And I don't say this to everybody, even the Cowboy fan. I think that you brought a lot to it, and I think that you're look, it was a great conversation, and Ron always gives us a great, safe place to talk about it. So.
Yeah, no, thank you for, like I said, thank you for believing to be, to feel comfortable to come up here and talk your stuff. And shout out to those out there that may be watching and like, I don't know, I'm still thinking, I'm teeter-tottering, I don't know if I'm gonna jump up there. Hey, listen, come on up here, man. We'll make it comfortable for you. Even if you come up here wild, we will try to get you in the right place where you feel a little bit more comfortable and understand how it works. And also, where's my guy? I don't know if he's still out here. Yeah, he's somewhere. Andios, I'm still waiting for you, brother. I'm still waiting for you. All right. So anyway, Andios knows I play with him. He said he's supposed to been up here talking his stuff. Andios is
I see him in the beginning. Yeah. Andios.
So yeah. All right. Well, guys, hey, as I always say, be good. But if you can't be good, be good at it. You know what I mean? Take care of yourself. Let's go Knicks, baby. Let's get that win tomorrow. A revenge game. That's right. Let's go. Yeah, we out here. Later, y'all.
Later, guys.